Hello, you guys. I cannot leave you waiting another minute. I'm right here. I'm trying to pull up the articles really fast because they're new and they're not immediately coming up first thing. I got them on my phone and I'm on the cell phone. How are you guys? I cannot wait to show this to you guys. Let's see. We have two new articles to go through today. Let me see, which I'm really excited. I've only read through like one of them fully. Hey Nady, hey Alma, hey Chatty Jen, hey Princess Megan, Elsa, Scallum, hey stay at home mom detective, hey Chris Wells, wow, Chris Wells, hey Jane Doe, good to see you, Indica Girl, um, love for all, let's see, hey Wondering Sub, okay, so I sent that one to my thing, and then I'm just sending them to my other Facebook account so we can easily get them. So it looks like Quinton, Simon's mom and dad have both done new interview. The dad's interview posted today after lunch, and mom's interview posted like 30 minutes ago. So we're gonna read through both of those. Um, yeah, hey Amanda Curry, hey Mariah. I'm sorry you're under the weather, Elsa. I hope you feel better. Hey Crazy Mama, good to see you. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. How are you guys doing today? And yeah, we're going to keep it on Quentin. We're going to look at all sides of things over here, you guys. I don't really care what anybody else says or thinks about it. Because I know that we're going to look at what dad says. We're going to look at what mom says. I have plans on interviewing with a protester, not, a YouTuber. This is just a person that is protesting that's not connected to the YouTubers. And yeah, and that's just the way it's gonna be. I think we're gonna keep it on Quentin. The way people get upset and say, oh, it takes the focus off of Quentin and create the circus. Not when you talk about the case, but when you sit around and you're talking about the creators and stuff, of course it does. I mean, come on. But let me see here. I gotta pull up my Facebook. Oh, I cannot wait to read this in full. I couldn't help myself but really read the Leilani's newest interview, but I just skimmed Dad's interview. To me, the first thing I noticed was who hasn't seen him in 18 months, and I think, wow, wow. Actually, I'm not going to say what I think, but there's some cuss words involved, and it's just gross to me. I have a son who he's not here, he's at football, but his dad hasn't seen him in a couple years, and he's gone years before. And I have nothing for men like that. So, what is he really going to add to it? But it's still going to be interesting to hear his perspective. I want to hear from everybody. But that H hasn't seen him in 18 months. Okay. Let me see here. All right, I got our articles. I can't see the chat right this second, and I apologize, you guys, but I'll be right back to it. Okay, the first one we're going to go through is the dads. Hey, Inked Up Misty, I want to hear from all sides. Me too. Me too. Also, I had that the other night when Cher was on, it was going to be a laid back chit chat live. I didn't know they was going to be answering questions like that in the chat, like risking or anything. So I was hard, and that's just the way it is. She did have a lot of questions answered, but the reason why is because she wrote them a lot. Like I didn't even know what to ask. My brain was like all over the place. I will say though, a lot of the chatters were like, get Melissa's question. That and they were often good questions that were about the case. And so yeah, I was just trying to get some information. But anyways, it is what it is. We're gonna keep it on Quentin today. Like I said, we're not gonna do all that. So oh, thank you, Lex. So we only seen him for 2 months, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's look at it. Here is the dad's interview with the Daily Mail. It looks like the Daily Mail chased him down to get the interview. That's kind of what I got. Let's see. No. Okay. Exclusive. She told police I took him. Why is this here? It's an ad, but I don't know how to get it off of there. Okay, whatever. Exclusive. She told police I took him overnight. Quinton's mother reveals that the Georgia toddler crime suspect mother tried to pin the 18-month-old disappearance on him, but says he hasn't seen his son in months. I thought I read 18 months. Maybe it's down in the article. Oh, 18-month-old son. Uh, Maybe that's where I got it. You got his age wrong. Like I said, I skimmed the article. I haven't seen him in months, regardless. That's, whatever. So these are like kind of bullet points from their past articles, and we kind of are up to date, right, in what's been going on. So then we have the mother named as a suspect in the murder of her 18-month-old. Why do you keep saying that? Of her 20-month-old son, Quinton Simon, tried to pin his disappearance on his biological father, DailyMail.com has learned. Leilani told police that her ex-lover snatched the toddler from her Savannah home in the darkness of night, prompting police to track down and confront Quinton's long-absent father shortly after she reported him missing on October 5th. Is this true? Let's see. Hey, you guys. Uh-oh. Am I better? I don't know why I'm right on the Wi-Fi box. Okay, I hope that's better. I turned my phone off of Wi-Fi, so it's not taking any of it. I'm right off the Wi-Fi box, so that's really weird. Let me know if that's any better now, and then let's see. Wolfie, I don't know if you're here, but if you are, I just read your text, and let's see if y'all can even hear. We can still make out what you're saying. Oh my God, no, that sucks. Should I hear you? Lex, is it okay? Let me know if it goes robotic again, because I'll jump on my phone and share the screen from my laptop or something like that. I don't know. I'll make it work. You are back. There you are. Now it's good. Oh my God, I hope it stays good. Not robotic for you. Thank you, crazy mama. I mean, I'm sorry, you guys. North Carolina internet. I don't know why that picture. That's just an ad from the article. Not if this is even true. We're just reading the article, like I said, and then we'll go to the next article, that the interview that mom did. Okay. Yeah, that's just an ad for like a diamond or something like that. Advertisement. Sustainable engagement rings. Okay, so he said Leilani tried to blame it on me. The shaggy-haired 24-year-old told Daily Mail. He was mowing his boss's lawn when the police pulled up. They asked, "Did I have him when was the last time I was in Savannah?" He recalled, "They told me." Leilani said, "I came and got him overnight." Bubba, who lives in Girard, Florida, a rural town of 250 people, told police that he hadn't been anywhere near Savannah for a month when he installed an air conditioner in nearby Tybee Island, where Leilani and her mother were seen at the bar, downing tequila shots at a bar a week after Quinton's disappearance. So, when's the last time you saw Quinton, sir? Hey, Naz Angels, good to see you. So, this is biological dad. Yes, thank you for sharing Nay's link. She has some awesome wax melts. Okay. Oh my God, I love that picture. See. Okay, I'm just trying to follow on my phone to make sure it's going. Okay. Hey, Guidance in Life with TLC. All opinions are welcome here. Just be respectful to each other. That's how we're going to keep it. I'm going to keep it just that way. We're going to keep it about this beautiful baby. Look at him. My God, he's so precious. I would do anything to just. Oh, mm-mm-mm. 1-year-old Quinton has been missing since October 5th. He was a happy, always smiling Bubba said of Quinton. He really didn't scream a lot. He was a good baby. Bub vowed he told police the truth that he was home when Quinton disappeared, that he left for work at 7:40 that morning. He said he presented alibi and there was also CCTV footage from the next door gas station that proved he didn't leave his home overnight. At that time, it was just a missing persons case. I told police she's gonna hurt that baby, he recalled. I said I didn't know what was going on. I haven't heard from her 6 to 7. If you're really worried about your son, no, no, no. This is like frustrating because it's like, dude, then why didn't you try 6 or 7 months? Are you kidding me? Oh, I can't with dads like that, you guys. It's frustrating as hell. It's just gross. Anyway, let's keep going. Enough of my opinion. I'm gonna try to keep it out of here a little bit. I need to do better with that. I realize. I mean, I just sobbed and crying with you guys a few hours ago. It's probably a little much. Okay, so during the interview, Bubba proceeded to share his turbulent backstory with the woman suspected of killing their son. Bubba, who has 2 daughters with another woman, said he met Leilani at a swimming hole in 2019. Leilani had her own child, Zane. They started dating and she became pregnant with Quinton in 2020. She initially kept it a secret. She didn't tell me until months later that she was pregnant, Bubba recalled. I didn't have no say in it, really. Hey, Lips. Thank you. I know, Michelle. He's beautiful. He really is so beautiful. Absolutely perfect. How do you know he didn't try to see his son? Well, I don't know that, Craven, but think about it. You haven't seen in 6 to 7 months. If somebody has my kid and won't let me see them, I'm going to the police and the courthouse, and I'll be damned if it will not take 6 or 7 months. You know what I mean? It may take 6 weeks or it takes a little time for things to get started. But uh, so that just stands out to me. Maybe I'm wrong. And if I am, I will apologize. But like I said, I don't understand that. I'm really curious about the details of that. But, anyways, um, he said Leilani went to Alabama to give birth to Quentin in January. So Bubba's name wasn't on the original birth certificate. She then returned home. He was happy, always smiling, Bubba said of Quentin. He really didn't scream a lot. He was a good baby. He said the tipping point in their relationship came in February 2021 after he was served with an arrest warrant for breaking into a trailer home back in June 2020. Okay, so he broke into a house and he's getting in trouble for it in February. Leilani had already been arrested for the crime committed in the mobile home park in nearby Waynesboro, where she was living with her mother, Billy Joe. However, Billy Joe Howe, Leilani, however, blamed Bubba. A police incident report obtained by Daily Mail states that Leilani allegedly cut her way through a screen window and stole $50 from a coin jar. The 40-year-old victim who owned the trailer called the cops. When asked who the victim thought was when asked who the victim, thought was responsible, he pointed out a female later identified as Leilani lives next door and was currently standing outside. We know she has a history of drug use, so that's not surprising to me as we're happening. I then spoke with Miss Simon, and while doing so, she admitted to entering the camper and taking all of the change from it. She added that her child's father, Bubba, came over at approximately 8 a.m. today and convinced her to help him enter the camper. Miss Simon stated that since he couldn't fit through the window, she did instead, the report adds. She was charged with first-degree burglary. This is the first I've heard of any of this. I thought it was just the store stuff. Hey, Chemistry Queen, good to see you. Like I said, all opinions welcome, but please keep it respectful. I don't want to, I'm not here to hurt anybody, but I'm here to talk about the truth. It is what it is, you know? Um, so Leilani was charged with a first degree burglary, felony. It was pleaded down to criminal testing, but records showing she was given on probation. She is still on that probation and another probationary period for a 2021 theft in North Carolina. Ev, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Deets. Okay, so there's Leilani. Leilani is the main suspect in the disappearance of her 18-month-old son. These are the captions for the pictures. Um, she's pictured in 2021 mugshot after an arrest for theft in North Carolina. Bubby described her as a cheater and a liar who spent her days snorting cocaine and smoking marijuana. Okay, Bubba. Uh, mm-mm-mm. Daily Mail located the boy's biological father at his home 85 miles from Savannah, Georgia. Bubba Moss revealed to Daily Mail how Leilani tried to pin his son's disappearance on him. So I haven't read through this one yet, only the other one. Um, a warrant was issued for Bubba's arrest in the Waynesboro case, but he said he didn't know it at the time. Later that summer, a woman in another trailer there had her black and white Harley Davidson wallet stolen. The owner confronted Leilani, who blamed Bubba again. So were they doing this together? You know what I mean? They were both, you know, typically when you're using, I know for me, you guys know I'm in recovery. I was usually with a guy who was also using, and our daily goal was to get our to score, right? So that's kind of the way that works, and it just is what it is. Mrs. Simon stated Mr. Henry Moss had stolen it, the incident report states. But the report points out that the victim didn't witness the theft and no arrest was made. The property owner told Daily Mail that he evicted Leilani and Billy Joe, who was working as a union worker at a nearby nuclear plant that summer. Leilani then moved in with Bubba in the nearby city of Hiltonia, but their relationship proved a disaster. Bubba described her as a cheater and a liar, a homemaker who spent her days snorting cocaine and smoking marijuana. She did cocaine every day, all day, as much as she could, he said. Leilani also exhibited a violent temper and would lash out at him when she was craving more drugs, according to Bubba. When she didn't get no money from me to get fucking drugs, she'd go crazy, he said. She'd hit me a few times in the face. He said she'd also sleep with other men to get cash for drugs. Everything fell apart after he received the arrest warrant in February. He had his best friend Morgan record her admitting she framed him. Wow. Okay, this is getting crazy. Let me check on you guys in the chat. Hey, Brewski Drewski. Oh, yeah, I don't think he does either. Sure, I think they said he was on camera and stuff that day at his work. But it's just that she said that to police like in the beginning stages, if what is in the article is true. And let me tell you guys, oftentimes with these cases, you'll hear stuff that comes out and it's not exactly correct. And it may be little details, sometimes it will be bigger details, oftentimes small things. Because when a case is first breaking, you're not going to get every detail exactly correct. Hey, Britt. Okay. Hey, Lisa. This is an interview with Leilani's with Quinton's dad. It's an interview that dropped around 1 today, and then we're going to read an interview that Leilani and did today. Well, it dropped today at 4 o'clock, like right as I was about to go live a few minutes before. So, okay, let's keep going. I'm saying, why did you do that though? Bubba could be heard telling Leilani on the recording obtained by DailyMail.com. That is effed up. I can't believe it still, huh? What are you going to tell? What? You going to tell them the effing truth now or what? Yes, Bubba, I'm going to tell them the truth, she replies. I've already called up there. They have so many different recorded messages when you call them. I'm going to tell the truth that you didn't do anything. He says, I know, but damn, you shouldn't be lying and everything else, that we be together and everything else, he snaps back. Damn, man, you're fucking my life up with this, he continues. I got lucked up. I mean, it's fucking stupid. Why I'm so mad. There should have never been no motherfucking charges, he argues. Excuse my language. I don't ever censor over here. I don't like to do that. And I personally haven't had an issue with YouTube really for that. So. The 5-minute recording also shed light on other aspects of their relationship. At the time, Quinton was about 7 weeks old, and Bubba was still questioning whether he was the actual father. I'll keep the baby and take care of him and all. So if he's mine, we're going to get a DNA test, he said. If he's mine, I would want to put his mother fucking name right on, put it right on his birth certificate and change his last name. He can live with me. I'll do that. Put him in mother effing daycare, whatever I've got to do, I'll take care of him. I promise you that. I don't feel good cussing like around talking about him though like that. It just felt so disrespectful. I don't want to do that. My God, look at that child, you guys. It was also stated that she had told the cops on the dispatch log. Hey, Jinlu. Okay, so let's keep going. So here's Stingrays. This is where they went. So then he says he accuses her of sleeping with other men to suggest that maybe he's not the father. I ain't effed nobody but Bubba Moss in 2021, she insists. Though she'd become pregnant with Quinton the prior year. I ain't never effed him either. That boy's a child. After the argument, Bubba and Leilani split up. She left town later that year. The only reason I know Quinton's life is because she left, he told Daily Mail. She was not welcome here anymore with all her lying and stealing. But then you find out where they go and you fight either for custody or for some custody. That's the problem I'm seeing here, but let's continue. Bubba has experienced his own trouble with the law, admitting he'd previously been arrested for fighting, criminal trespassing, and possession of marijuana. Disappearance, Leilani was living in Savannah with Quinton and Zane, her boyfriend Danny Youngkin, Billy Joe, and her husband Thomas. Billy Joe obtained legal custody of Quinton and his now 3-year-old brother. She was removed from town October 5th. Police say Quinton was last seen by his mother's boyfriend, Duncan, around 6 a.m. It wasn't until after 9 that his mother reported him missing. Bubba said cops from the local sheriff's office confronted him later that morning. The next day, he drove to Savannah and spoke with the FBI. They wanted to talk to me, he said. They were asking me a lot more questions about her. He said investigators also had him take a DNA test to prove his paternity, and it did come back a match. So the next night, he stopped by Billy Joe's house to speak with Leilani and her mother, who were in the backyard. To him, it seemed more like a party than a time of grief. Oh, every one of them was, and please keep the comments. Just either have any opinions you want. I know this is emotional. I know people are mad on all sides of this, but please, I don't want any arguing with each other. And just keep it classy and respectful in the chat. No matter how you feel, you're welcome here. Okay. Every one of them was. This is about getting the information, and then we can decide how we feel and stuff, and that's different. Which you know think we all kind of know, but you know what I'm saying. We can all have different feelings and still try to look at the information together. So um, he says every one of them, and this is hearsay, remember that as well. And I said it the other night with Cher on here, but that was also hearsay with Billy Joe. Anytime that, we're hearing from another person like that, it's just hearsay. I mean, it's still valuable, but you know what I mean. So every one of them was high as a kite and drunk as hell, he told Daily Mail. Leilani was on something. She wasn't crying when I walked up. She was laughing and having a good time with everybody. It looked like a party. I didn't tell her what the FBI told me. All I said was, how did Quinton go missing? How did a 20-month-old go walk out? So Daily Mail, why do you have him listed as an 18-month-old twice at the beginning of the article? See, I told you guys they'll get little things wrong. And it's just the name of the game, I guess. I don't know. It's a little frustrating. She didn't have anything to say to me, he added. All she said was she was sorry and she didn't know what happened to him. That's all she does is lies. He said that a few minutes after he spoke with her, she cried. Authorities would later drain the backyard pool, which was full when Bubba stopped by. Hold on one second, you guys. Sorry about that, you guys. It's so upsetting when news articles are wrong about serious things. I know, Rena, I was kind of talking about it at the beginning. Like, I've seen it a lot with when, like, it's the information's new. It's just the Daily Mail. They're not that great at the details. Well, hell, Dawn and Candace, I mean, Summer was first listed as a 4-year-old and very, very small, as a very small 4-year-old. And yeah, so, which I don't know who got that wrong. Authorities would later drain the backyard pool. Okay, let's continue. Oh my God, just this search. I mean, today's Monday. I hope they're back on today. I'm sure they are, but I haven't seen anything. A week after the disappearance, police announced that they believe Quinton is dead and named his mother as the prime suspect. The FBI has been searching a nearby landfill where they believe Quinton's body was dumped. As the search got underway early last week, Leilani, they said her name wrong, and her mother left town for an overnight stay in Tabby Island, where they were seen laughing and smiling while downing Patron shots with several friends at Stingrays, a popular bar across the street from their motel. Bubba said he's shocked Leilani hasn't been arrested yet. I can't believe she ain't locked up now. She's a terrible person and she's going to jail or hell. She's evil. She shouldn't be here out in society. Wow, what a statement. If she didn't want him, she could have told me. I would have come and got him. Then why weren't you? Why didn't you? Sometimes. And why, if you were so fit, then why did her mom like end up being the one that got custody or stepped in for guardianship or however you want to say that? I have serious problems with that, but okay, so let's see. I want to know what you guys think, and then we'll go to the new article or the new interview that Leilani and Billy Joe did with the local news. Now, I wonder, are people going to be like, local news? Why are you interviewing them? Like, ah, let's see. Stop screen share. He's justifiably upset. I agree. I'd be upset too. I really, really would. Irina, I hope you guys feel better. My own opinion is we can't until we have proof that she did it. Just be mindful that her lawyer could call mistrial because everyone has an opinion that she's guilty. Hey, crazy mama. Oh, I read that. So many people failed this little angel. When did he go to the house? Was the pool drained the same day he was reported missing? No, it wasn't drained immediately. Somebody may know better than me though. Crazy Mama is like has a lot of details on this one. Do you know when it was drained, Crazy Mama? All right, so let's get into this other one, and this is Leilani and Billy Joe. So, like I said, we're going to hear all sides of everything. I'm not going to. I really am always interested in that, and even the protesters, but not not people that have been in jail and those kind of things, not Bullhorn Betty. No, I've actually seen a couple people who protested at first and now have given it up because it's gone so far and they don't agree with it, things like that. So the protesters have like there's a scale. Um, okay, here we go, you guys. Pool was days later. Thank you, Crazy Mama. He hasn't been around for Q. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, also, if he was blamed, I don't know that to be true, but let's say if it is, I'd be pissed off too, right? So I don't know how to feel. He is so beautiful. After. No, I know it was drained after, but how many days after? Like, oh my gosh, Birdie, have you been kicked out of her chat? 7 days in. Okay. Exploitation makes me run from the cases. I know, and there's a line. And then you have people, he really is precious. He is. Then you have people that say stuff like, oh, you're making it a circus or you're making it not a Quentin. But and then like you got channels. Well, of course, when you sit around and talk about the creators and all that instead of what like the information that came forward or Quentin or whatever, then it's going to be a circus. For me personally, this case is like it's really hitting me in the gut. So I think as far as moving forward, I will cover the updates, but I'm not going to do like a ton. I'm going to cover like news updates, police conferences, police updates because it's just getting so it's almost at the point where I wouldn't cover it at all, except for I really do feel like I have I just I want to. I do feel invested emotionally, so I don't let her check call FBI on me. His dad was likely paid by Daily Mail. That's I've heard that before about Daily Mail. He probably doesn't have money for all you need to go through to get him. His name isn't on the birth certificate. I'm 58 and have custody of my grandson for 5 years. Went through hell trying to get him. Well, I mean, that's a fair point. But still, I don't know, you guys. I feel like there ain't. Actually, I tell my son all the time, and he now repeats it. It's funny. I tell him like a million wild, angry horses couldn't drag me away from you. And he'll say it now, but he says it a little different. But that's how I feel. There is nothing in this world that would keep me away from him. Nothing. If they took him from me, I don't give a damn. I would do because they make you jump through hoops. Don't get me wrong. It does. Takes a village to raise a child. Where was Quinton's village? Are they now saying that they have the lab? I don't think so. No, she didn't kick me out of her chat. She did. That's funny. Hey, Megs. Hey, Frog. Oh my gosh. Hot mess summer might actually be working with the child traffickers. Who's that? I don't know who you're referring to. Okay. Oh, October 13th. Thank you, Guidance in Life. Yes, I remember when you sent me that stuff. Okay, let's get through the article and then we'll talk some more. Um, Mother of missing child, the only suspect in the case, discuss harassment and the search for her son. Oh my goodness. Are we gonna, I guess let's play it. I didn't watch it, I read it. So um
Wednesday will mark 3 weeks since 20-month-old Quinton Simon went missing. Chatham County Police and the FBI believe that he is dead and currently searching a local landfill looking for his remains.
oh my gosh, you guys, just the gravity. Like take a second and just think about that opening statement. However, sad and awful it is. It's just the gravity of the situation is, it's so awful. Um, mm, Let me see if I can make it bigger though. Okay.
Police say Quinton's mother, Leilani Simon, is the only suspect in his disappearance and death at this point. Today, see Shay Schrader in an exclusive interview. Shay, what did she have to say?
Today, I did speak with Leilani Simon with her mother, Billy Howell, by her side. I talked with Leilani about what's happened since her son's disappearance, what she remembers from the day he was reported.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I can't wait to see this, but I gotta pause for like I don't want to get even though it's not on YouTube, but still. Um, Holy mo. Oh, hey CJ. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I live 30 minutes from Savannah and have family that lives there. I rode through the neighborhood this weekend. There are no flyers up. Oh. Well, I suppose now at this point, if they believe he's there, it's just what if he's not? You know what I mean? What if he's not? How do you guys feel about that? Sandy, the police, told us, but it first came around in text messages, which I still don't know if they're verified. But do you feel that there's a chance that he could be somewhere else? I've seen today some speculation about some places he could be, but I didn't take it very seriously at first, but I still think there's a chance. What if? Go, girl, I know. I'm anxious too. Okay, let's listen. Deep breaths, yoga poses, all that stuff. Okay, ready? Looks like October 10th and October 11th. It was posted. They emptied it Monday, which was a Tuesday. And I knew it was that week. Thank you, Guidance in Life. I appreciate that so much. Okay. There is a chance he could be somewhere else. I believe they must have evidence he's in the landfill, or I do too, and they've spent a ton of money. So they must have very good evidence. But still, is it even just a little chance? Oh, thank you, Chemistry Queen. You are so sweet. You guys are precious to me. That was my first thought. He ain't in there, and it's gonna be a wild goose chase. Oh my God. Didn't one of the neighbors say she drove somewhere that morning? I don't know. I recall hearing some like chatter about some of that, but I don't know where it came from or if it's, accurate or worth even listening to. I don't know. Don't think he's in the landfill. I think Danny disposed of his body somewhere on the way to Atlanta. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's okay, CJ. No worries. I feel as if she was dumping evidence and not the baby. It's possible. I believe he's in the dumpster. I believe she's seen dumping. May have been evidence. I think he's somewhere else. Oh, sorry. The dog's alerted on the cadaver dogs. Why do you insert, but how come you insert a new I don't know. She wasn't here, was she? She was working. So that doesn't make sense. Lisa, I think she was at work. They're both scum. How dare they play the victims? Why did Leilani drive? Let's see. Play it. I'm dying. Okay. I'm sorry. Hey, Amber. There's a new interview with Leilani and her mom. I was trying to read the chat. I'll come talk to you guys in a second. Let's play this. I'm not going to pause it again. If they get me, they get me. It is what it is. Well, maybe. There we go.
And what things have been like since. She told me she's had a lot of sleepless nights and hopelessness. Billy and Leilani also told me that they learned what's happening with Quinton's case mostly by watching the news, and not knowing where he is has been unbearable.
We're in limbo. We're in limbo just like everybody else is. We're sitting here every day waiting for answers. Being in this house is hard. My mother and I can't even stay inside throughout the day. We always are outside because there's just so many memories that we don't know if we're going to have again.
The FBI and the Chatham County Police Department have been searching a local landfill for Quinton since October 21st and have not announced finding anything. Meanwhile, over the weekend, 4 people were arrested outside of the Simon home, 3 for blocking the driveway, and 1 for banging on doors and windows. Leilani tells me that incidents like these have made her and her family fear for their safety in the middle of an already terrible situation. I'm working on stories with more from our conversation coming up on the news at 5 and 6.
All right. Thank you, Shay. WTOC, of course, has been following this story since the very beginning. To take a look at everything we have learned so far in the timeline.
Number one, there's going to be more clips. And I get so annoyed with the news at this because it's like, just put out the whole interview. Why are we watching little minute clips or 30-second clips? That's why YouTube is awesome, because when you do interviews over here, it's just straight through. That is, number 2. Oh my God. I don't even know what to think. I do not even know what to think. There's going to be more, Kathy. There's a lot more. I'm going to show it all again because we're going to watch it. Whoa. Okay. One, I got to say, I don't know.
Today I did
I
speak
feel,
with Leilani
I have a lot of you guys know who I feel is
Today I did
responsible.
speak with Leilani.
Because I think police have a good reason. And you know, I've had sympathy for Billy Joe, and then during the bar trip, some of that like left, and then I got some of that back after hearing like, you know, and just listening to some of, understanding that it could have been what they claimed, like they were had to get out of their house and just going out with friends. So I go back and forth with that. I do have sympathy there. But if you look at this interview, my first take is Leilani seems like, I don't know, she's I don't know. She seems like she's like measuring how you're measuring her and her reaction, if that makes sense. Like I don't know how to explain that. Billy Joe just looks so, she can't even, she's just staring off. She just looks so defeated. It's sad. That's sad. Leilani looks like she's trying to see how you think about how she's like. That's my opinion for first impression. Okay. And I shouldn't really even give that because who knows? I mean, I'm not a body language expert. I'm literally nobody. I'm a YouTuber with kids who talks about trauma and recovery, and that's kind of that. But okay, let me stop.
Simon
Holy
with
moly.
her mother, Billy Howell, by side. I talked with Leilani about what's happened since her son's disappearance, what she remembers from the day he was reported missing, and what things have been like since.
Wait, so later the clips are going to be what she remembers from the day he was reported missing, what life has been like since, which is kind of what we're doing right now. What was the other thing she said?
She
Just
told
so
me
we know.
and what things have been like since son's disappearance, what she remembers from the day he was reported missing, and what things have been like since. She told me she's had a lot of sleepless nights and disappearance, what she died. I talked with Leilani about what's happened since her son's disappearance, what she remembers from the day he was reported missing, and what things have been like since. She told me she's had a lot of sleepless nights and hopelessness. Billy and Leilani also told me that they learned what's happening with Quinton's case mostly by watching the news, and not knowing where he is has been unbearable.
Oh my God.
We're in limbo. We're in limbo just like everybody else is. We're sitting here every day waiting for answers.
Holy moly. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't even know. My brain is all over you guys. Tess. I know. Oh my goodness. I guess, okay, so they said they hear about the updates from his disappearance from the news. And I think that's why she says we're in limbo, because the police are not really telling them, you know, they're not getting daily updates on what's going on. They're hearing it from the news or from us, or, you know. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Grim Truther. Hey, Violet. She looks angry, and I don't know. To me, she looks like she just, oh my God, so beyond done. Angry, sad, pissed off. She don't look happy with her, in my opinion. Like the body language, it seems just, I don't, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just because she looks angry and they're beside each other. Mercy came running. We're not talking about anybody. What are you talking about? Yes, every YouTuber has their part, and like whoever you like. It doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about YouTubers. You know why? Because we're here to talk about Quinton. People want to say, oh, this is taking the attention off of Quinton. This is taking the attention off of Quinton. Sitting around talking about YouTubers and talking junk is going to take the attention off of him. We're watching the interviews from both sides. We're going to talk to all sides and just get the best kind of perspective we can from looking at everything. They don't give suspects updates. Even if they're the parent, that's in, because that was something I was wondering. Like, looking beyond, the first time I heard it was like when rumors went around with these text messages. But then we did hear it from police right after. Hey, Prairie Boy. She looks like she needs to say something, wants to. I meant, look at her holding her mouth shut. She's like, I don't even want to say what I'm thinking or something. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to in it and we'll just.
Being in this house is hard. My mother and I can't even stay inside throughout the day. We always are outside because there's just so many memories that we don't know if we're going to have again.
The FBI.
Okay, I'm sorry to be crazy, but I just want to hear that one more time.
Because stay inside throughout the day. We always this house is hard. My mother and I can't even stay inside throughout the day. We always are outside because there's so many memories that we don't know we're going to have again.
The FBI and the Chatham County Police Department have been.
Okay, well. I guess we have to wait. I hope you're doing well today too, Prairie Boy. I wonder if behavioral panel will. Another thing is we're going to have to see. There's another news clip that's coming out in I think 10 minutes, which I'm probably going to have to go because I had to go pick up my baby from school. Kelly, no, law enforcement doesn't tell the family anything much at all. My daughter was murdered and we had to beg for details. Law enforcement is very tight-lipped, even with the families. Okay, thank you, Kelly. And you know what? I was thinking, you guys, like, and let me see if I can pull it up. I was looking at, like, what's the difference between like a person of interest versus a suspect versus when you arrest somebody, right? And what's the line in between those? So let me try to pull that up so we can just go through that really quickly. If someone else is getting my son, because like some days my dad wants to go, I'm gonna text him. Then we'll watch the other news interviews. If not, probably post it on my community page, and I know other people will definitely be watching them. So hold on, let's see. Let me go to. Hope you guys are having a good Monday, though. Oh my gosh, what a day it's been. Harmony Montgomery, her dad was charged with her murder. Freaking finally. Difference. How to use suspect, person of interest, or perpetrator correctly. So let's look at this. It's from the Grammarist. I don't know. This is not where I saw it before, but it's still like good for us to get educated, right? Because we're all sitting here talking about this stuff, and we really, it's just be good for us to get evidence or evidence. I was reading a comment. Educated. Holy moly! I'm so nervous after that interview. What do you guys take away from it? From both? Okay. See, her other child's father, didn't he say he was surprised to hear about, like, to find out that she would do something like this? Because this one says that, like, he thought she would hurt the kids or something like that. But the other one kind of said, or am I wrong? That's what I thought. Okay. So suspect, person of interest, and perpetrator are three terms that law enforcement officers use to describe people involved in crimes. We will look at the difference between the three. The suspect in a crime is a specific person who authorities believe may have committed the crime. When a crime is committed, authorities follow evidence until they discover the person who they believe is responsible for the crime. In order to convict a suspect, authorities must prove their case in a court of law. Until the case is proven, a suspect is not considered guilty. So, and this is from the other site that I saw too, said to be named a suspect, it's because there's got to be evidence of some sort. There has to be. Okay. A person of interest refers to someone who authorities believe may have information pertinent to a crime. A person of interest may be someone who can provide information that leads to a suspect or may turn into a suspect themselves. Sometimes a person of interest needs protection from law enforcement because of the information they have. And it's primarily an American term. Then we have the perpetrator. The perpetrator is the person who commits the crime. Legally, the perpetrator is unknown until someone is convicted. The term is used to describe what a criminal did in the commission of a crime, but does not apply to a specific person. Now, the other one that I saw was a little bit different. Let me see, because it had another term that was used in between, like conviction and suspect. Let me see. It was like subject. Hmm. I don't know. I will try to find it. But yeah, so there has to be, you can be a person of interest doesn't necessarily mean they think you're involved at all. It just means you have information they're interested in, basically. And then a suspect means to be a suspect, and oftentimes they don't name suspects, really. So the fact that they did, I find that very interesting. Could it be a tactic? You know? But you without seeing throw the first stone, and I was a loving mom, but I didn't keep my house clean and I was sleeping a lot from depression. Hey, Boz. Oh, your streams are so early. I totally missed. I've got, which I'm never awake. Usually the kids leave at 7:30 and then I go right back to bed. But I miss your streams. You notice the reporter said in the headline that they want Leilani to talk about how she's been affected by the yelling outside. Yeah, thank you, Amber. Leilani's oldest son's father said she was a good mom and never saw her snap before. So see, they're telling conflicting things, which is kind of interesting. Hey, Papa Midnight. I just feel like the bio dad's words are meaningless since he wasn't a parent to Quinton. I do too. At the end of the day, I mean, I still wanted to see it. I think that anything that we can get from any angle is going to help us. Like, but you got to think where, like, his position. It's just like this. You like when you go through a divorce and you're in the middle of a divorce and this dude commits a crime, you really don't want his ex-wife to be like your witness because people are going to expect her to talk shit. And it kind of falls with like that as well. I did want to hear it, but yeah, if you're not in his life and you're not actively trying to be a parent, I don't know. I have a really big issue with that. Let me text and see something. Okay, you guys, I think I am going to get my son. I'm waiting on just a text back. Let's see. The kidnapping theory. Yes, the family does count it as a possibility, but not likely. Michaels has said that when Cher interviewed him. Okay, interesting. How she was asleep until 9:30. My babies always woke up with the sun. Well, I don't think, remember, she said that she woke up expecting for the kids not to be there anyways, right? Or for Quinton at least. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. But do you guys think that the news, they're going to be like, why did you guys interview them? Like, shame on you. You're going to get in the middle of an investigation. No, the cops probably are thrilled because they have more to look over and kind of connect the dots. And that's just the truth. The more you talk, the more, hold on just one second. Much. Okay, you guys. So I'm not going to get my son. Let's see if the news puts out that other interview. It's supposed to be at 5 o'clock. We got like 2 minutes. Um, so we will just chat for 2 minutes until, yeah, I'm pretty sure Leilani's father won't speak. I did see a picture of him. Very interesting. I don't know. I'm very confused, but her alleged statement, FBI told me I did it, and if I did, I will turn myself in. Oh my God, you guys, I almost forgot. That's in the article. My dad's starting this electric car behind me, so it sounds weird. While we're waiting on the new video, I'm going to show you the written part of that article. It has other stuff in it that wasn't in the video. I'm crazy. We would have totally missed that. So let's see. It's been almost 3 weeks since 20-month-old Quinton Simon was reported missing from his Chatham County home. Police say Quinton's mother, Leilani, is the only suspect in his disappearance and death, though no charges have been filed. Police and FBI agents are actively searching a Chatham County landfill for Quinton's remains. There's been a huge amount of national attention on this case, with people from all over the place emotionally invested in finding Quinton. That attention has driven people to what they call protesting outside the Simon home at all hours of the day. In some instances, these demonstrations have become disruptive, with 4 people being arrested over the weekend for blocking the Simons' driveway and banging on their windows and doors. Leilani and her mother, Billy Howe, said that some people have gone so far as to leave signs that say things like baby killer on Quinton's memorial, which they say disrespects his memory. It makes it hard to even process what's going on around us. We get to the point where we have to barricade our own home in order to even feel safe in our backyard because we can't even process what is happening everywhere else or even have the time to do so. I can't even walk out and appreciate my own son's memorial or put down gifts that I got for him. I can't even go out there and do that without harassment and negligence and everything. It's just devastating to see that this is how the outside world reacts, Leilani Simon said. Leilani said that they've put up security cameras around the home as well as floodlights, and that they've had to move Quinton's memorial away from the street to keep unwanted attention away from it. Even with the attention since Quinton went missing, Leilani said she wants everyone to know that she's not running away. I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I'm not running and I'm not hiding. And if something comes up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station, Leilani said. Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named her the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they do not believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother Billy spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with the reminders of Quinton and the fact that he's gone. Every day that goes by, it's less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. It's if that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you'll get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come. CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quinton is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy said that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope. We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him to be found, Billy said. Happy and alive. We want him back in our arms holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him and maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. That's our best hope at this point. That's interesting because that's the same. Well, for one, I've wondered that with Summer Wells' case, but Don Wells said the same thing. Do you remember? He said um, they were trying. We just hope that somebody was trying to save her from a bad situation. Um, so it must be a common thought to have. I don't know, but it's definitely we've heard it before. The Chatham County Police Department said they have no reason to believe that Quinton was abducted or kidnapped, and their evidence suggests he was placed in a dumpster, that his remains are in the landfill they're currently searching. Leilani has not been charged with anything at this time, and there are no other suspects in the case. So, there should be another video that's going to come pretty at 5. Let's see. Did I refresh news? updated 36 minutes ago. So did they put a second one? Because it came out at 3:22. Where's the update? So we only have the one video so far, but yeah, there's a lot of in here. I'm so glad that we didn't miss this. For one, let's go back over this just a little bit. Haven't been in chat, but I'm coming right back. So they do talk about the protesters, which some people are doing a lot more than protesting. You cannot block people's driveway. I mean, shit. Michael said on shares that they don't mind, like he doesn't mind the protesters. If they were just protesting, that's one thing. That's, understandable, and it is what it is. It's a law. You're allowed to do it. But when you're banging on windows, blocking the driveway, things like that, and then you hear people say, oh, but they've arrested the protesters, but not her. But let me tell you why. Because they have them on camera or they've witnessed them commit the entire crime. They have it all. They know, like, if she was on camera committing the act of hurting him, then she would be charged already. It's because they're looking for evidence, and you don't want them to charge until they have the evidence. You know what I mean? Hate to refer to CW, but Leilani says she wants Quinton to come back and hold them. Hey, Tammy Ayo. How you doing, girl? Let's see. I know, crazy mama. And you guys, it is, I want you guys to know, for family members to do interviews, that is normal. It's so funny how in some cases, like Candace and Dawn, they were pissed because Candace hadn't spoke up in the beginning. Well, now they're pissed because they are speaking up. And it's like, they're mad at YouTubers for talking to him, but then do you carry that onto the news people? Are you going to do that if Brian Enton goes down there and interviews them or whatever? You know what I mean? And I think that of course they're going to speak out, and that could be beneficial to the police too. You don't know. So was there alarm on the doors? I have no idea. I do have sympathy for BJ. I do too. It is what it is. I can't help it. And and I don't mind people who don't, like Midwest Meow. That's okay if you don't. I think we can still chat about it. It's when you start like disrespecting people, talking down on them and stuff because of their opinions, or like getting like angry, really angry at people because of their opinion on something like this. That's unnecessary. That's just I'm not doing that shit. My peace of mind is too important. I'm not going to. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Appreciate that so much. If Quentin was in the dumpster, the cadaver dogs would likely have picked up on his scent. Now, I haven't seen dogs out there. Are there dogs out there? Agree, crazy mama. And I believe they have to have more than a video, but I don't know. I just think that they have to have a reason. And they said, like his almost, I don't know if this is his exact words, but if not, it's damn close, that they have a reason to believe she put him in a specific he was put in a specific dumpster at a specific location. And like in those exact words. So let's see if the 5 o'clock news has come out yet. Let me just finish going through these comments. I'm almost at the end. People are mad. Hey, Wondering Sub, that's sweet. Thank you. People are mad and they're hurt. And look, I mean, you have this beautiful baby, and if he's like, when you think about where he's likely at, yeah, you get mad, you get emotional, especially, women who cannot have children, and it's tough, and it causes people to lash out and get nasty and that kind of thing. I'm kind of like this. If you don't like what I do on my channel, don't watch it. I'm going to do what my heart, like, I'm going to follow my heart and try to do what's best. And I'm going to make mistakes. Yep, I'm human. And that's just the way it is. But I can tell you one thing that, like, I will never get on here and just do this, because unless I really cared about the case, unless my heart is completely in it, I'm not going to fake it for y'all to buy me trips to places and all the other stuff. So that's all I know. Do y'all hear these birds? They're going damn wild. You welcome other opinions. Please don't let others steer you out of your direction. I'm still kind of with my, yes, he was Miss Robin, but it was second-degree murder. I'm still with my original theory. I want to know what you guys think. I still kind of lean with thinking that Leilani is likely responsible. The police would not name her the suspect and have this location. I think they have a lot more than we know. And I think they took a big risk even naming her a prime suspect. And I don't really think anybody else was involved. Maybe, but I don't know. Yep, I agree, Vexing Vixen. We'll just talk about, oh, thank you, Charlotte. You're awesome. Yep, a person of interest is a person, is someone law enforcement is interested in talking to. This story is so tough for everyone. Absolutely. Yes, I do believe she does drive. I get so mad I start whooping asses. I know, me too. Let her keep talking to you. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. Actually, let me just. I stayed up the first night he came up missing. I stayed up all night checking the weather where he lived. I prayed, I cried, I prayed, I cried. I thought in the morning they would have found him. Oh my gosh, Birdie. Thank you guys for being here. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to say something if you wanted to. I probably won't stay on long, and I could let us, if there's more than one person, a couple people up to say something quickly. If there's not, that's fine. But I do want to start doing that to allow you guys a place to kind of speak, especially if you disagree with me. If you have something to say it to me. Don't say, I'm not going to say it to you because I respect you, and then go say it about me somewhere else. Say it to me. I respect you, so I didn't say it in your chat, but I'm going to go talk shit about you with my friend somewhere else. Like, come on now. Hello. Where does Bubba Moss live? Let's see. Let me go back to it. 100. Where does Bubba Moss live? Oh man, you know what? I'm going to have to go to it here. It was not far because he drove to Savannah to talk to the FBI after they come to see him. Like it seemed like it was close, but let me double check. What in the world? Okay. Let me go. I can go back. Well, I'll leave it on her article for now so we can check again in a minute for the 5 o'clock video or whatever, if there is one. But 85 miles from Savannah, Georgia. Let's see if it says the town. It just says Daily Mail tracked him down 85 miles from Savannah. They call him an 18-month-old at the beginning, but then at the end they call him a 20-month-old, but whatever. Okay, he lives in Girard, Georgia. Wonder if he went on camera. Let me see something really quickly because, oh no, I don't think so. Well, actually, a little video like loaded in the corner. So maybe he did and I missed it because it seems like a lot of times they'll do both the camera interview and the an interview. No, Tom Brady. Cheery Bucks quarterback Tom Brady says no retirement. Tom's a cutie, but we're not interested in watching that. That's all the thing was. Let me see your comments. So did I drop the link? If anybody does want to come up, go ahead and click it. If not, that's cool too. But like I said, voice your opinion or your grievances with me. He dipped out towards Virginia. We've heard North Carolina as well. Oh my God. Catherine, that is awful to say. Don't say that. We don't know that. There could be. Let's pray that there is. Let's pray that they find him and they can tell what happened. Please don't say stuff like that. It's just it's hurtful to even see like that. I don't know. Jesus is rocking and loving Quinton like he deserves. I say that since law enforcement state. Yeah, I know what you mean. And yes, absolutely. Loving on him. Oh, he loves Paw Patrol. Oh my God. No one will ever hurt that baby again. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Let me go ahead and do a refresh on this just to see. Because they said that it will be, and it might just be on the local news at 5 and come online later, which I wouldn't be that surprised if that's the case. Let me do a check too on YouTube. Wolfie, did you hear me at the beginning? I did see one of your messages, but I haven't seen the last couple ones. WMUR, is that who it is? No, shoot, I'm crazy. I don't know, you guys. I was going to just come on today and kind of talk about our opinions surrounding everything that's happened, the family coming out to speak. I want to hear what you guys think about that. But then this happened. So I'm not going to, I want to I have to do something on Summer. I've got to I want to keep talking about her. I don't want to let her be forgotten. That just kills me to even think about. And I want to do some other things, but we will follow this as new updates happen. Otherwise, I don't think so because it's just so tough. It's it's really tough. Okay, so these YouTubers are just playing the article we just watched. So, yeah. What do you guys think about the family speaking out? I mean, you guys, that's going to happen. It just is, period. That happens in every case. If they can't go right, it's the public crucifies them, whether they do or whether they don't. It is what it is. Her speaking out now reminds me how long it took Candace to speak. But she is acting like Susan Smith, who drove her boys into the lake. Well, how long did it? I guess it's a similar amount of time, huh? Maybe like three-ish weeks. Oh, thank you, Patriot. Patriot, Patriot 77. I'm so glad they spoke out, to be honest. I'm so glad that they at least tried to speak out. It should have done it sooner. Well, I mean, I think they have the right. You couldn't shut me up. I can tell you that right now. Thank you. I get it, Patriot. If it was my kids, I'd be all over trying to get it everywhere I could. And that's just that. And they did have to rehearse. I don't know what exactly you mean there. What is completely laughable, as Leilani said, he behind. Oh, the FBI told her she didn't remember. What? Come on, does she think we're that ignorant? The FBI would never say that. She's the one that didn't. I agree. I believe this is kind of how I see that going, and that could be wrong. This is complete speculation. I can see her being like, they say, we have you on camera doing this, and she's like, I have no recollection of that. And they're like, well, it happened. And she's like, well, I don't remember. Or you know what I mean? And they're like, you just don't remember it, I guess. So I don't think that was very confusing. It was a matter of time before they spoke to media. People are just going crazy about it. And they're using it to turn this case into a circus. You want to sit there and complain that the case is being turned into a circus while you're not sitting around talking about the case. No, you're just talking about all the YouTubers and all the craziness happening. Well, then you're contributing. You're, matter of fact, causing it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel, truly. Every popular case does that. There's nothing to do about it because no matter what, you have people out there who use shit like this to get ahead, to get money, to get ahead in life. That's just the way it is. And because money is the root of all evil, that's what it comes down to. If they said it, they were being facetious and not buying it. Also, the night that Melissa's questions got answered, I didn't expect to ask any questions to Billy Joe. I didn't know she was going to even be there listening, be answering questions. It was just going to be a laid back chit chat. I mean, it was late at night. I was like taking edibles, relaxed. I was sitting there like mind blown. And Melissa's questions kept coming through and the chat was like, get Melissa's question, like multiple people. So I was like, okay. And they seemed like good questions and they were not easy questions. But if you don't like the way I did it, I say do it yourself. That's all I got to say. I get really tired of that. Don't complain that this is being turned into a circus while simultaneously doing drama on the case like that, and then complain that if you don't like the way I did it, then do it better. I guess I don't know what to, because I was expecting that. I did my best. That's all I can do. Me too, Brittany. And that's sad. That's why I said I'm only going to cover when the news comes out with something or the police do an update. I will chat about it. But from this moment on, I'm not going to do. I have planned an interview with a protester. I would interview anybody on all sides of this. So let me get that straight. But otherwise, just like sitting around discussing, I don't want to do a ton of that. I'm glad they spoke, but I don't trust them or feel sorry for them right now. Either one, Kelly, at all, or one more than the other, or what about that? Like even Michael, I mean, he's been dragged into this and he didn't have anything to do with it. And I felt thankful he would even answer questions. You know what I mean? And people, I don't see that hurting the investigation. The police are certainly taking notes, y'all. These demanding viewers need to start their own channels. Oh, thank you, Violet. I appreciate that so much. Just cover new info. That's what, yep, absolutely. Circus means money for them. Shows where motives are. Drama means money. Sadly. Talk about Summer all the time. Why not this case? Well, I know Summer, I don't know. For some reason, like, I never got, like, I didn't know anybody really covering it. So I just kind of was in my own little corner. So it felt like I don't know. But I haven't talked about Summer for a while, and I'm going to get back to it because she needs to be talked about all the time. She's being forgotten about. I don't see her mommy and daddy out here her mommy out here, keeping her name out there. And I can tell you one thing, they're not putting flyers all over the town and replacing them after they get rained on and weathered. So she needs to be talked about. Either one. I don't feel bad for Billy Joe or Leilani or Danny because I still question him. Okay, so I do feel sympathy for Billy Joe. I cannot help it. Leilani, I do believe that she's solely responsible, to be honest. Because I don't see why they would split if they were in it together. And that's just my honest opinion. The reason that I think that about her is simply because I do think that police would have to, and that puts a lot of faith in police, right? But I think they have to have a good reason to publicly name her the primary suspect. But could it be like to like trigger something investigation? Yeah. How often? Okay. Question for the chat. How often have I seen somebody named primary suspect in a case? I'll wait and see who gets charged. It's too messy. Absolutely. Yes, Jinlu. The gag order only pertains to the custody of and the other children and where they are, etc. Right. And I tried to correct that in my comments of that video a few times. The gag order specifically, and that night, I remember, it's specifically only for family court, you know? So it's the same thing with the well case. There's a gag order over the family court issues. There's juveniles involved and they don't want all their business all over the place. Then protesters are wasting their time if they can't charge an arrest. I feel for them 100%. Even the bio mom, we have no idea what happened. Thank you, M. Shannon. Interesting. See, I love to see both sides. That that's really interesting to me, and I'm glad that you guys feel comfortable to come in here on either side, because that's the way. Because it's not about sides, you guys. I heard that last night. I heard like two people be like, "Oh, if you're on that side, who the hell side are you on?" I'm on Quinton's side. I don't know what we're talking about. That's the only side I know about. Quinton's side. So whoever did this needs to pay for it. Okay? And I can't even get in. That's why I paused it after the first 30 seconds of that news video. The fact that he is in a damn land, that he could be in a landfill right now is just, oh, it feels like 1,000,000 pounds on my chest, you know? It's awful. Like, awful. You got to know when you do that where he's going to end up and what will happen. I mean, I cannot imagine. I feel like if something happened, God forbid, to one of my children, that I would want them buried in my backyard, like, and taken care of with so like pristinely, like maybe their tombstone and their, you see moms that do that, that change the flowers all the time, that sit out there, they keep the tombstone beautiful. You see, I, so I don't know. Oh, thank you so much, Birdie, for being here. Sorry, but if Michael is taking his coaching from Leilani and Billy, then he's responsible for what he's saying. Yeah, I agree. Oh, thank you, Mary. I appreciate that so much. I'll say coming for the babysitter is wrong in my opinion. I don't think the babysitter is, I mean, okay, it's wrong to come for anybody, right? It's wrong to be rude and disrespectful and go after people like that, to talk about people's past. I mean, we all have a past. To talk about people's kids, that's wrong. I don't know who you are. If you're out there talking about somebody and their kids and you're bringing it here, you need to step back. That's wrong. Okay. So I don't disagree. Um, I have no issue with a babysitter. Um, I do know what people mean though when they say they fear like the next Jody Sue, just because we see from Summer's case, Jody Sue, the neighbor who was, was just helping and making videos on her Facebook. That's where it started. And then she started the YouTube channel, and now she still is live every single day for like 5 hours a day. And most of the time it's about the case, the area, the people involved. Yes, my issue is with someone who kills too. Protesting is fine, but some of them are doing more than protesting. And the reason they're getting arrested first is because they're doing it on camera in the open. Yeah, that's true, Kelly. And I don't care. It doesn't, I don't know. I don't want to, I'm not going to fight with somebody over their opinion of a case. You guys, these are real people. It's not our entertainment. These aren't little chess pieces, Monopoly guys. Like, and I know most of you know that, but I just think sometimes it's, it gets lost a little bit. Oh, thank you, CJ. Oh, I appreciate you being here. Absolutely, Tilly. The behavioral panel should have I think so too. Christine, there was a new interview with Quinton's dad with the Daily Mail. They tracked him down, and then that was a written interview, and then there was a video of Leilani and her mom. Now they're supposed to be dropping two more parts, I suppose, because they said at 5 and 6. It's all messed up. Quinton was the victim, absolutely. Aw, thank you to the moon. I don't know which, but thanks, girl. Alex, I follow at least 4 channels that still are looking for Summer and justice for Summer. They're out there, hun. Nana's Angels. That's one. She still does videos. She's a great channel. And she's pointing out some really suspicious but stuff with the police there. And Ronnie Lawson, y'all, actually, one of my videos got put into like a blog about um what do you call it? Like bad policing. Oh, what's it called? Police it's about bad police basically, right? Like and that was on Ronnie Lawson. And yeah, so now we know this about his son. I'm ready to sit down and talk about some of that. I only feel bad for Quinton. I slipped in the side door. Well, I also feel bad for like the neighbors' children. I think it's pretty scary. Some of the things that I think are pretty scary. See, I can't help. I have sympathy for all humans, but to an extent, because the one who did this and anybody who knows about it and helps cover it up, then we can forget about it. But I got to wait because we just don't know 100%. But I've told y'all what I think. Okay, I'm gonna skip way, way ahead. Which side is a ridiculous question? I know, I cannot believe it. I'm just so thankful, Jen. I want justice for Quentin, but I want the evidence to prove what really happened. Then charge all people who were involved in hurting him. I agree. And little charges for people who failed him, or, you know, there's a lot that can be done with the CPS system. I'm more upset of the fact of neglect. Why take custody and claim physical abuse, yet leave the kids with that person? I side eye them all because I have a similar situation of my daughter's father. So somebody claimed there was physical abuse? I didn't know that. People do lose their minds, Woofy. Yes, Britt, you can come up here. Holy hell, what is that? My lockdown with April C account was timed out for asking one simple question. Talking about hearing both sides. I was like that with Summer's case too, sweetheart. Go back to the beginning. And I still am. I even made you can watch my letter to Candace, dear Candace, where I gave her real advice from my heart to stay the hell off YouTube and get clean. Now go to my original videos before they did their fucking pranks. I had to be fair. You gotta be like that. Don't give me that. You know that. Hello.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
You need to let me come up so I can. I can't type because I'm driving. But I just want to say I really resonate with what you're saying about how the focus just leaves the baby. Like you of all people know probably better than most, like how Summer just was faded off into the background. You
Yes.
know, like I've heard,
And
I've listened to a couple live streams about Quentin today, and they would go like 20 minutes without even saying his name. It's like
hey,
the
Jen
other
Luke.
people are taking
Go
center stage, you know?
Hey, Beth. Can you hear me okay? I have to switch my headphones. Let me just switch my headphones. Go. Sorry, Brittany. You
Okay.
keep talking, babe. Sorry.
And I can hear you good, but yeah, you
Oh,
can
you
switch and
can
we
hear
can.
me good? Sometimes these
Mhm.
earbuds are not good. So if they're
Oh, I'm
not,
so
if they're
happy you came
fine.
up too. That was fun.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Britt. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just a little discouraged about, I don't know. Maybe, I think you're right, though. Like you said in chat a while ago, this comes with the case. Like, none of it's easy. It's all heartbreaking. But I don't know. It just bothers me so bad that it's like even with the video that Allie's played a while ago with Leilani, it's like, poor me, poor my. Well, it's not about you. Your son's allegedly in a landfill. I don't know. I'm just grossed out with it right now.
I mean,
Mary, that is so true. Go ahead, Jen. You can answer. I was just telling Mary that they are not protesting, but
right.
go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like, you know what I think, although I understand everybody's not well, the people, everybody that's annoyed with the situation going on over there. I honestly think the best thing to do is to stop talking about it, because just in case people are unaware, they may go over there and check it out, and they may be like, ugh, or they may stay. Either way, I'm not judging. Everybody's opinion is everybody's opinion, and everybody's entitled to it, and I don't judge. But I think it gives them the attention, which is, and I understand. Okay, I understand why they want attention brought to this case. I understand their frustration. Just because I'm not standing in front of the house screaming obscenities in a neighborhood with children, mind you, who have to go to school and have homework
Yeah.
after school and can't even, I mean, I would not want my kiddos outside playing in my even in my backyard if that was going on anywhere in their vicinity. I wouldn't want them to hear it.
We got the new
Um,
interview.
oh,
Keep
okay,
going.
hit it.
You keep going, finish, and then we'll play it.
Yeah,
I want to hear your
so
point of view.
anyway, my point is that just because we're not doing that doesn't mean we're not equally frustrated. But you have to be patient. Justice does come, but justice rushed also sometimes ends up being justice denied. So
Yeah.
I just would caution everybody, cooler heads will prevail. Whatever happened, it will come out. All of it will come out, and whoever is responsible will be prosecuted. Whether that's one
Yep.
person or two people or 15 people, it will happen. It happened today. Like Harmony's case today gave me like
Oh,
a ray of hope. I haven't
oh
had it
my
in a minute.
God.
So,
I
okay.
just cannot believe that, Jim Lou. Just like let's take a second and think that this little
Mhm.
girl has been missing since the end of 2019. She was basically forgotten about for a while.
Mhm.
And then, you know, God only knows what he did with her in the months that he had that they think between when she passed away and um he was done abusing the corpse and all that stuff. But just to think of all the time that went by and now finally, like, oh my God, I'm so thankful. I cried and cried. Your eyes leaked, you said.
I d-
But oh
I
my
will
God.
never admit to crying, but I will say that my eyes are leaking some type of fluid.
Yes. Okay, let's watch this new interview.
Okie
I'm
dokie.
excited.
I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Okay. Me too, but let me start play.
You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
So it has been almost 3 weeks since anyone has reportedly seen Quinton.
Whoa.
You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
So it has been almost 3 weeks since anyone has reportedly seen Quinton Simon. Right now, a search continues for the little boy's body at a Chatham County landfill after police say they believe Quinton was thrown in a dumpster. They've also named his mother as the only suspect in his death. In a WTOC exclusive, we are hearing from her for the very first time. Thanks for joining us for the News at 5. I'm Dawn Baker. This 20-month-old little boy's face has captured the hearts of many across our country and, of course, right here at home as we wait for any update for law enforcement officers. As the investigation continues, Leilani Simon, Quinton's mother, the only suspect in the disappearance, says all this has been hard to process. Our Shay Schrader is live outside of Simon's home. Shay, what did Leilani tell you?
I talked with Leilani Simon about a number of things, including what she says happened the morning she reported Quinton missing and what life has been like since. As you know, this case has drawn a huge amount of national attention, with people all over the place emotionally invested in finding Quinton. That attention has driven some people to do what they call protesting outside the Simon home all hours of the day. In several instances, these demonstrations have become disruptive, with 4 people being arrested over the weekend for blocking the Simons' driveway and banging on their windows and doors. When I spoke with Leilani and her mother, Billy Howell, they told me that some people have gone so far as to leave signs that say things like baby killer on Quinton's memorial, which they say disrespects his memory.
Just a pause for fair use, but holy moly. I'm not crying, you are. I'm cutting onions. Look at that picture of him. How cute though. Oh
Mhm.
my God.
Look at
Okay,
that sweet baby.
Oh,
I'm not too pleased with the media saying that she's the only suspect. That's not true. She is
mm.
the prime suspect, but they're still investigating Quentin, her mom and the boyfriend. Nobody's being cleared. I don't know. I just don't like that. That's a little
Yeah,
misleading.
prime suspect is not only suspect.
Well, it's sort of like, okay, I get where you're saying, Brittany, but I think that where the media is coming from is, what's the difference between a police interrogation and a police interview? Because they use them both synonymously. The police do. They'll say that you're not being interrogated even if you're a suspect, right? They'll say during their interview. Okay, as if they're interviewing you for a job. No, they're interviewing you for a cell and some bracelets. It's not an interview, it's an interrogation, but they use that term interchangeably. And I think it is very possible that that's what the media is doing. Although I wish that they wouldn't do that. I wish they would use the term that the law enforcement has used and just stick to that.
Yeah. No, I know.
I agree.
I'm like, I'm nitpicking, and I'm not trying to be nitpicky. It's just, I don't know.
You have to maintain consistency. No, babe, you're right. You have to maintain consistency. You have to use the same terms throughout because that's how things get messy.
Oh, wait, that's right, Share Bear. You're right. You are 100% right. So they said prime suspect, but the reporter, I believe, I remember this. I did ask the cop, yep, is she the only suspect? And he said yes.
Yep, Share Bear's
really?
right. Okay.
Wow.
Yep, I don't feel bad anymore. Okay, I'm muting again because I got to put this spaghetti noodles on.
That's my fault.
Well, no, Cher said the same thing. So then I got to thinking about it after like a few hours later, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought about this last night. So yeah, that's totally true. Okay. I swear BJ seems shocked at her performance. She she has I would love to hear a body language. I'm not one, and but I would love to hear that get find out kind of what some of that means.
Me too.
Me 3.
It's wrong to say this person did this if you don't have evidence to prove they did. See, I don't think we are. We range on our opinions. We all say different things. We don't know until, we know what evidence they have. I think the police have a good reason that they're saying she is the prime and only suspect. But yeah, so I do believe that she's involved, and I personally kind of only look at her solely, but everybody has their own opinion. So, all right, let's go. Let's go. Let me see. Uh-oh. Okay.
Makes it hard to even process what's going on around us. We get to the point that we have to barricade our own home in order to feel safe in our backyard. Because we can't even process what's happening everywhere else or even have the time to do so. I can't even walk out and appreciate my own son's memorial or put down the gifts that I got for him. I can't even go out there and do that without harassment and negligence and just everything. It's devastating to see that this is how the outside world reacts.
Leilani tells me that they've put up security cameras around the home as well as floodlights, and that they've had to move Quinton's memorial away from the street to keep unwanted attention away from it. Leilani and I also talked about the fact that she is the prime suspect in Quinton's disappearance, but she says that she's not going anywhere. I'll have more on that story coming up on the news at 6. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WCOC News.
Excuse me, you guys.
Now, Shay will have more from that interview tonight on The News at 6. Like we mentioned just moments ago, the search for little Quinton is still going.
So more video will come out at 6. I hate how the news does this. But I'm going to replay her parts, but let me see if she gives any update on like FBI, their search. And I didn't mean to like cough right in y'all's ear.
Yeah, Shay Schrader, we don't appreciate you breaking the one interview down into 1,100 parts. Just give it to us all at once. Thank you very much.
It's frustrating. Okay.
They got to make
going on right now. Law enforcement officers are in the process of meticulous.
They got to make what? Some AdSense?
Sorry. They want to make sure you watch all of it. Their news.
Oh, yes. Yep.
combing through the landfill off of Little Neck Road near El Scottsdale Park.
my
Last week,
God.
Chatham County Police and the FBI told WTOC this process would be grueling and long, but getting Quinton a proper resting place
Oh
is
my
what's on their
God.
minds right now. WTOC asked if there is any point that they could quit searching. Chief Hadley said they wouldn't quit searching until they had a reason to stop. No one has been arrested yet. Everything we know about this case so
Oops, sorry.
far is posted on WTOC.com. Well, video shows the massive response.
Mike Sela.
Wait.
Wednesday, we'll
You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
It has been almost 3 weeks since anyone has reportedly seen Quinton Simon.
Whoa. Thoughts?
Can you rewind it back just real quick and can you zoom in on Billy Joe, because I'm seeing a face and I'm not quite sure what that face is about. It's interesting that she has taken the extra step to bring her lips inside of her mouth. Do you know what I mean?
I caught
Yes,
on
I don't
too.
know. I thought about that as well. Now I don't know if it'll let me zoom. I'll try, but let me take it back.
Simon. Right
Hold
now,
on.
a search continues.
Every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call.
Tell me when to
and that
pause.
phone call just doesn't come.
Now,
Yeah, right
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that look. And then hold on, let me let it go for it.
Yeah.
There we
Um,
But that other exchange, see, that's interesting because she says what she has to say and then she turns to her mother. Now that could be a couple of things. Obviously, if you want to really read into something, she's checking with her mom to make sure she said, their stories are correct, which I don't think that's what it is. Honestly, what I think it is it's a young woman looking to her mom for support. I don't think there's anything nefarious there, but it is interesting. It's difficult without knowing their dynamic for real, other than this
Yes.
tragic situation.
I 1000% agree with you. The reason I don't think that's what it is because her mom has never been shy to say she thinks she's involved, right?
Yes.
Even the other, so I wouldn't see her making up a story. But yeah, it is really interesting. Britt, you got any thoughts? And then they have another clip I'll try to fast forward to where they're talking the next time.
So I'm with you. Like I know nothing about being a body language expert or even good at it at all. But in my uneducated opinion, I can't figure out if she's frustrated or upset, like sad.
Mm,
You know,
yeah,
to me, I'm getting
she
a
looks
little
mad.
Yeah.
Help me, mom.
She
BBC
does.
says.
She does look like she is I think for anybody that thinks that Leilani isn't keenly aware of the situation which she's in, I do think she is. However, I will say this, her age probably prevents her from knowing just how bad it's about, if she's involved, how bad it's about to get for her, but her mom knows. But
Oh, yes.
she's aware. I don't understand. What call are you expecting, Leilani?
Right.
Quinton is 20 months old. He's not going to call you. So I'm curious about what call you're expecting.
Well, and I'm a little frustrated, and this just could be my bias kicking in. I'll own it, but for me, the most emotion that we see from her is when she talks about what the protesters are doing to them, what they're putting them through. I'm not really hearing much about Quinton. It's more
Like
about
she's
what they're
crying
doing.
for her.
Yeah, it's
herself.
more about what they're going through, not so much what Quinton is going through.
Now, I will say this to be fair, this is clearly edited together, meaning this is not like when we get on each other's panels and just say what we're going to say, be like a clip channel. So it's edited together. And it's very possible that it's edited and there was a question that was asked and she responded. Do you know what I mean? Not that I'm trying to be fair here, and I'm finding it very difficult because I'm just as frustrated as y'all are, but I'm just trying to be
You do
fair.
a great job. You do an
Thank
excellent
you.
job. And that's what I'm trying to be fair too. But, people don't like that. It's more, I guess, I don't know. But I appreciate that so much. So I want to be fair on both sides. I look at all sides. That's why I would have, I'm telling you guys, during any case, I've gotten heat before for having suspects on. I had that Kiara on, and the girl named Kiara, and the chat was, I mean, everyone was pissed, but I would hear anybody out that close to a case like this. I don't know why other people wouldn't want to. So sometimes that gets a little bit frustrating, but
I think what
so what?
people should remember real quick before you just play again is that hearing, asking, listening, it does not mean believing. Think about the cops. You know that they sit down with suspects all day, every day, right? They're listening to what they're saying. Just because they're listening, asking follow-up questions, or even nodding their head in an affirmative motion, a yes motion, doesn't mean necessarily that they are believing what the suspect is saying. They're just listening. And I think we should listen. Does that mean we have to believe everything and take it as Bible? No, that's ridiculous.
Right.
But listening is not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you believe, or you know what I mean? It's just trying to hear it all. You cannot possibly make an informed decision without hearing it all. That's what it killed me about the election. The people that would only watch, like, say they were into, for instance, if they were conservative, they would only watch Fox News and be like, I'm not even watching that. Or if they were the opposite, I'm not watching that shit. Well, you better know what's
Yeah.
being said all around.
I
Yeah.
watch everything. I watch Fox. I watch MSNBC. I watch CNN. I watch it all because
Me
it's
too.
I'm fascinated by the way that it's one story, right? But you will hear different media outlets
Mhm.
spin it just a little bit. And it doesn't
Yeah.
take away from, but it's good to hear all the things.
Yep.
Like the true crime creator in me, or well, I shouldn't, not really, well, just because of what I cover, like the whole trial thing is like wanting to say, stop talking, shut up, don't talk,
Right?
right?
Me
But
too.
the
Like,
nosy
stop.
true, yeah, the nosy true crime fan in me is like, you got a cousin we could talk to? I'll talk to everybody.
Tell me all about
How
it.
about your third grade teacher? I'll interview her ass too.
What was she like in class?
Right, exactly. You got, did you play sports? Let me talk to your coach. You know what I mean? That's how I roll.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Because I
Um,
feel myself like going, "Oh, girl, do you know what you're doing right now?" But then, like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how that's working. But I just wanted to say real quick on what Jim was saying about how you watch all sides. I'm the same way, and what I try to do is take your story versus theirs and find the truth in the middle. Like try to
exactly.
put it all together.
Yep. I wanted to ask, what do you think that this like tight-lipped expression means? Somebody said it means like disapproval. Somebody said it means she's wanting to speak. To me, she looks angry. I feel like I can feel the anger in her eyes towards Leilani for some reason. I just feel, I don't know.
She
But
does
maybe
have
I'm
an
wrong.
angry mug. She does look like she's angry, but here's the problem. We haven't seen enough of her to know to use the behavior panel's terms, what her baseline is. We don't know how
Right.
she is in a not stressful situation. We haven't seen enough of her. But honestly, it could be a combination of all of them simultaneously, because we feel all the things all at once a lot of times. So maybe that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Oh my gosh, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to walk over back towards, I'm outside. I got to get closer to my cord so my computer don't die. But while I do that, I'm going to let you guys talk for a second. But first, let's play this next part where they're talking. I don't know how far
Update
forward
for
it
law
was. Let's
enforcement.
see.
Okie
Leilani,
dokie.
tell me.
About a number of things, attention.
will you guys
Called
please drop their
protests as
links in the chat
demonstrations
too,
have become
pretty
disrupted
please?
this weekend for
Oh no,
blocking the
Allie,
Simons
you don't have
driveway.
to do that, honey. I don't come in here for you to drop my
Mother
links.
Billy Howell.
No,
They
I know
told me
you
that
don't,
some
but
people
Jen Lou, you're freaking brilliant, hilarious, sweet,
Oh, stop.
awesome, fair. I'm not even just saying that. I'm being dead serious. Behind your back, I'd be like, man, she's the most fair, smart, funny, hilarious person. So, yeah. And
I
Brittany, yeah,
appreciate that.
which I think a lot of the people in here also have been watching Brit lately because I'm seeing a lot of the same names, but maybe some of them haven't too. So, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, thank you
But
very
yeah,
much.
you didn't have to drop mine either. I just came up because I can't talk and drive, and I still want to be able to talk.
I
Well,
just
okay,
came
let
up
me.
because I like hanging out with you, Allie. And I didn't realize Brittany was going to be up, and I like hanging out with her too.
Well, I love hanging out with you guys. Okay, let's see. I got back to my house because I cannot let the computer die. Hold on. Plan
Don't let it
change.
die.
I really do think that she's aggravated. I just can't figure out if it's with the Leilani situation or just the situation as a whole, which I mean, it probably is a little bit of everything. But I do feel like Billy Joe's showing more emotion than Leilani. I know this is probably not going to be popular with some of you, but from the little bit that I've seen of her, it looks like she's putting on to me like a act with
Why do you think
Leilani.
that wouldn't be popular? I feel like that's more of the consensus.
I'm pretty sure she's talking to me.
No, not you. I wasn't even thinking about you, Jen.
I'm only
Honestly,
teasing. I'm only teasing, Brett. You know, I can't be serious for that long. Come on. I've been serious for like 10 minutes already. I got to crack at least one joke.
right?
Well, what do
No,
you
you're
think,
right.
Jen? If you thought she was talking to you, not to interrupt you, Britt, I'm sorry. It's just because she said,
No, it's good.
yeah, I'm curious.
It's difficult for me to say how much of Leilani's emotions are for herself and how much are for her son. I think that she's having real emotions. I think the tears are genuine. I just don't know who those tears are for, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, her, like, it seems like something with her mouth. Like, watch what I mean. It seems
Okay.
like she's so emotional, like she's in nervous, almost nervous energy that her mouth is also kind of. Just watch her mouth when I get to it.
Okay.
And, oh, Rena said, "True, Jen Lou. I am all over the place with my feelings with this case. 1 minute I hurt for those two up on the screen, and the next I am so mad."
Yeah.
Oh, she's
It's hard. It's hard.
Melissa said, "Tears for herself." Tammy, tears for herself. It is hard. Oh, okay. Let's see. Lost my. There we go. I think we're pretty close to
signs
Whitney.
that say things baby killed memory.
Makes it hard to even process what's going on around us. We get to the point that we have to barricade our own home in order to feel safe in our backyard. Because we can't even process what's happening everywhere else or even have the time to do so. I can't even walk out and appreciate my own son's memorial or put down the gifts that I got for him. I can't even go out there and do that without harassment and
Oh, that
negligence
face
and
looks
just
disgusted.
everything's just
Yeah, I would
devastating.
be too.
You
It's
see
all
that this
about
is how
her.
the outside world reacts.
Yeah.
Leilani
Y'all.
tells me that they've put up security cameras around the home as well as floodlights, and that they've had to move Quinton's memorial away from the street to keep unwanted attention away from it.
Okay, sorry. I stepped away.
It's
I gotta
all
see the
about
disgusting
her.
face.
Every bit of it. We can't even go outside. We have to barricade our home to feel safe. I can't go look at Quentin's memorial and appreciate it. It's all about her. And the one you showed earlier, there was not a single tear. At least this time she's crying. And when I say I feel like she's putting on, I mean the one you showed her, the first one. And this one, it's about her. I can't. I do try to have sympathy, and I had sympathy for Billy Joe until the Tybee Island incident, and then I'm just done with it.
Oh, okay. See, I've went back and forth. I was also done with it until she started speaking a little bit, and I don't know. I got some of the sympathy back. I can't help it. That's just how I feel. I don't think that. I think she's obviously turned her life around, right? She hasn't been in trouble for a long time. She has a nice house. She has a good job. She's working. I think that, you know, I just think she was trying. So it's hard. It's really hard there for me. But
I
is
don't
that the
know.
disgusted look, Jinlu?
Yes, ma'am. Look at her. She even, if you watch it, she pulls her head back. Watch.
Okay.
And she's cutting her eyes at her too.
Covers her whole face.
Oh, yeah, she does. I seen that when I was looking for the place. Okay, wait, volume.
Is we can't even process what's happening everywhere else or even have the time to do so. I can't even walk out and
Oh
appreciate my
my
own
God, he's
son's memorial
beautiful.
or put
He's
down the
just
gifts that I
gorgeous.
got for him. I can't even go out there
You
and do
see?
that without
Mm.
harassment and negligence and
Oh
just
my goodness.
everything. It's devastating to see that this is how the outside world
Th-
reacts.
Leilani tells me that they've put up security.
However, I gotta say, now I know she's talking about like her, but I know the news lady said that she was asking her like specific questions, like what's happened since he disappeared, what happened that morning. I think the last video that comes out at 6, like right now, we've been talking for an hour since that one was supposed to come out, so we'll wait because it will be up within like 10 or 50 minutes. But I think that video will have her talking about that morning. Suppose if that's because that's the way she kind of explained her interview in the beginning. Yeah, you can have a link, guidance. I gotta go pee really fast, you guys. You think you can take it over for a second?
Oh, you're going to put me and Brittany in charge? I mean, Brittany will is probably somebody that you'd want to put in charge. I don't know if you, but I'll do my best.
No, I want
I
you
don't
both in
know.
charge.
Well, look at it this way. Jen Luke, she keeps me grounded because I'm feeling a little tension with this. Well, not tension, but what's the word? Aggravation.
Frustration,
Yeah,
aggravation, irritation, annoyance, disgust.
perfect.
Yeah, me too. All the adjectives.
Yeah, but you're the voice of reason right now, so I think we'll be all right.
You hear that, people? Jen Lu is the voice of reason. This is how far we've sunk.
Oh my God, I can't. I mean, I just can't. I could have sympathy for Billy Joe. I just can't get past the point of even if she went to Tybee Island with okay, say her friends did try to pull her out, bring in Leilani. Bring in Leilani alone. Asking for a number for the wait or for the asking the waiter for his number. That kind of stuff like that's your grandbaby. How did you go from the person on the interview of the news in the beginning saying that she's a liar and you don't trust her? She was legit devastated in that interview
Hmm.
to going to Tybee Island with her and hanging out. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me.
What I'll say is this, because I thought about that too. And then I had to take a step back because I'm a mom, but I'm also a Grammy. Remember, my oldest daughter and my oldest son have my granddaughters, not together, separately. Obviously, I just want to make sure that I clear that up because it came out weird and it sounded odd, so I needed to make sure that I don't think anybody was thinking that though. Anyway, I wish I could just rewind this whole conversation and start over. Just pretend that that's what I did. So I understand. I have the feelings of a mother over a child. I
Oh my
remember
God.
when my kids, I don't just let it go. I mean, it's going to get clipped and it's whatever. Um, I, I, I remember both of my boys and my daughters being Quentin's age. So I remember that. And then I'm also a Grammy, right? And I understand, I have the feelings of both a mom and a grandmother. And I thought about it. And based on their history, they both, I think Leilani is a current struggling in addiction, but her mom is in recovery or has recovered. I don't know how that goes, but or what she would say. I know how it goes. I just don't know what she would say. Anyway, um, it's very easy for when you are in an incredibly emotional, traumatic, and stressful situation. Like they say, old habits die hard, and you turn to what you know. And I think it's very possible for the Billy Joe only that she that's her coping mechanism, and it numbed her to the point where she used very poor judgment because, first of all, people are aware of what's going on respective to Leilani, and to take her out to a bar anywhere in public, but specifically where alcohol is served during an emotional situation where feelings are there's a lot of anger towards her daughter. It was not a smart move just for that reason alone. I mean, like I said on Melissa's, all it takes is I've seen people fight in bars because somebody accidentally bumped into somebody else or was pushed into somebody else. It's not a good environment. I will say this, law enforcement may have told Billy Joe that they needed to breathe, okay? But last I checked, breathing doesn't involve Patron, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And let's move on because I just made it real awkward a minute ago.
You had me cracking up. I had my headphones on, but I was in the house peeing and stuff. I was dying laughing. But I think I gotta say, I did bring Guidance in Life up here, so I want to let you talk in 1 sec, but let me just say a couple things. One, I think you're dead on with her coping mechanism. She reminds me of, like, I have a cousin. She reminds me so much of, who's like the kind of girl on the weekends, like after work, she goes and has a few Bud Lights and hangs out at the bar. But she's not really a partier and she doesn't do drugs and stuff like, but she kind of reminds me of somebody like that does like, and that's fine. So I don't, that's might be part of why I have sympathy, but plus I just don't, she obviously didn't want this. And that first news interview, like first impressions, I think are huge. And I'm really realizing how big they are. I think Snazzy Trinkets Jewelry, though, says like exactly what I think. BJ seems to be digesting the realization that her daughter is guilty. A mom knows when a child is lying and performing. She appears to be disgusted and broken at the same time. And a lot of people love you, Jen. They're asking for your channel. But yeah, that's kind of
Well,
what
that
I'm
makes me
thinking.
feel much better after that whole.
You did fine. That's why they want to go. So, hey, Guidance, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm driving, but there's some topics that I really agree with on the subject. When you look at Billy Joe and some of the off-the-cuff video recordings of her, she seems like one that doesn't hold a poker face very well. And she wears her emotions on her sleeve. So when she covers her face and bites her lip, I would only assume that is she's holding back what she's really feeling, but also feeling torn because in one hand, she was responsible legally for the babies. In another hand, it's her daughter. So it's very hard because ultimately it's Quinton that is suffering the most. And
Yeah.
it's just really hard. It tears at my heartstrings. Sorry, I'm driving, trying to stay focused.
That's okay, but I agree. Now you have a channel as well. Wolfie, do you think you can find our channel, Guidance in Life with TLC? And you and our friends, we've talked before, but it's no secret that you also have connections on, with some of the protesters and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts on that, on that situation? Would you be down there protesting right now and stuff like that?
Well, I think the last time we talked on the phone, I told you how my mom sued General Motors, and that started with protesting. Pressure does break pipes if you see something wrong with the investigation or law enforcement. Like if you look at Harmony Montgomery, Adam, Kayla, they were brought in on separate charges until they could get that charge that would stick. like today. I'm so relieved on seeing that today.
That's true.
But I was just in tears hearing that. I don't think the protesters would be there if they took action that way. It totally depends on the situation. If you see certain actions being taken, the only way that they're going to respond is, unfortunately, making a racket in front of the house. If they do it in front of the jail, nobody's going to care. If they do it in front of other places, that's
What
their
about the police station?
thoughts.
What about the police
It,
station and CPS? Because CPS needs protested. I mean,
the problem
that
with
place needs.
CPS, right? I completely agree because I'm dealing with that down here. The problem with CPS is minors are going in and out of there. They tried that in Tennessee with Summer.
Right.
It's more
Okay.
of a confidentiality factor. The
That
police
makes sense.
department, nobody's going to care if they protest the police department. It brings more attention when it goes to the house.
Mm. Now, okay, Mrs. G, I don't believe she was dancing in the window. That's my opinion because we've asked for proof and I know, come on, somebody would absolutely have to videotape that. I don't see
No,
all
I'll,
those people outside and her dancing and nobody got it on video.
no, I don't believe.
I'll,
I absolutely don't believe that either.
I'll take a look and see if anybody has anything. And then
Yes,
I
let me
All
know.
also,
over the place. We have searched high and low and can't find it.
Yeah,
That
but
we
Guidance in Life is like she's friends with they're friends, her and Betty, and she mods for her and stuff,
oh,
which is fine with me. I don't care. I have no problem with her personally anyways, and you know I love you. So she has like a different side of things where she can kind of maybe try to find something. So maybe she
yeah.
will.
If you could, that would be awesome because if she really did that, that's just another thing that really goes to show how much she's disregarding the severity of this issue or
Yep.
this situation.
and right, and to be honest, because I live in the same area as them, um, and we FaceTime often when it comes to the case and keeping all of the mods in connection, we have seen some provoking stuff. But it, everybody's human. So I wanted to look for that myself, but my main resources have been from somebody else, and not a lot of the protesters.
Oh, interesting. Okay. See, because you were sending me stuff in the beginning, a lot of the paperwork from the courts and stuff like that. So, what do you
Correct.
think about this interview?
I I just keep getting a lot of Summer Wells vibes from this when they keep saying like, I don't know if you watched the protest, but you hear people in the background saying they aren't going to find the body and no evidence. And I just feel as though it's more of like when you tell your teenager and they start to give you that shriveled lip, like, it wasn't me. It just does, it feels just disingenuous, I guess.
I get what you're saying. That shriveled up, it does. She looks to me like a child there. You know what I mean? Like looking lost at like, oh my
Well,
God,
she is, I mean, 22 is really young, you guys. I mean,
it is. You're right.
it's
It's a
young.
baby. I was
It's young.
still crazy and wild and making bad decisions at that time.
Me too.
So.
And my whole family died at that age, all of them. So at that aspect, I made some really bad decisions. And
Oh my God. I'm
when it
sorry to
comes
hear that.
to the family cycle of all of them, I think it's kind of helping each other. And there's a lot of baggage that comes with it when it comes to protection and being a family, but yet it just seems the environment is very hostile at the same sense, if that makes sense.
Tammy, we already played it, but if you want me to replay it, I'll replay it for you. You guys want me to replay it one time? I'm waiting. The next one should be up.
Uh-oh. I think she might have wandered too far from the, oh dear. She probably, well, I wanted to ask, so You kind of cut out the very last thing that you said. It's guidance and light, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to be, that came out a little harsh and I didn't mean for it to. I just want to make sure I call you the right name because otherwise it's rude. Did you say that you don't think that they will find Quinton or any evidence? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
heard it. People say it in the background. I don't personally think
Oh.
that. I know landfills are one of the hardest places to discover and look for a body. But I have heard people say that in the background, like the grumpy old neighbor and a few other people there in the background have said that.
Oh, okay. Because what I wanted to ask you, the follow-up to that then would be, so then what is the point of protesting? Because in front of her house, I understand and support protests. Our country was founded on us rebelling and protesting. So that part I am okay. I understand, I accept, and I actually agree with protesting. But what I don't understand is if they arrest Leilani and they don't find Quinton, and it isn't a Gannon Stauch situation, then what? Let's say they arrest her for negligence. I mean, there's not a lot of time in a negligence. You know what I'm saying? If she were even convicted of it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't understand the protesting in front of the house as a means to push law enforcement to make arrests. I can assure you that law enforcement is going to do what, but is there not enough attention already? See, this is what it feels like. It feels, but there wasn't pressure. Is that what you said? All right,
I'm sorry,
let's play this. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said prior. And those comments were made during the protests.
I'll have to think about that. But Tammy wants Alex to play the video, so I'm going to be quiet so that can happen.
Call and that phone call just doesn't come. Are you hoping that you're gonna get a phone call and that phone call just doesn't come?
It has been almost 3 weeks since anyone has reportedly seen Quinton Simon. Right now, a search continues for the little boy's body at a Chatham County landfill after police say they believe Quinton was thrown in a dumpster. They've also named his mother as the only suspect in his death. In a WTOC exclusive, we are hearing from her for the very first time. Thanks for joining us for the News at 5. I'm Dawn Baker. This 20-month-old little boy's face has captured the hearts of many across our country. And of course,
as you know, this case has drawn a huge amount of national attention, with people all over the place emotionally invested in finding Quinton. That attention has driven some people to do what they call protesting outside the Simon home all hours of the day. In several instances, these demonstrations have become disruptive, with 4 people being arrested over the weekend for blocking the Simons' driveway and banging on their windows and doors. When I spoke with Leilani and her mother, Billy Howell, they told me that some people have gone so far as to leave signs that say things like baby killer on Quinton's memorial, which they say disrespects his memory.
It makes it hard to even process what's going on around us. If we get to the point that we have to barricade our own home in order to feel safe in our backyard, is we can't even process what's happening everywhere else or even have the time to do so. I can't even walk out and appreciate my own son's memorial or put down the gifts that I got for him. I can't even go out there and do that without harassment and negligence and just everything. It's just devastating to see that this is how the outside world reacts.
Leilani
I gotta like my first thought is I know she's crying because it's devastating to see how the outside world reacts, and I'm trying here. I am trying really hard to be very fair when I'm looking at this because I do have sympathy for Billy, and I just Leilani, how did you think the outside world was going to react?
Well,
Um,
and I want to say real quick too, Allie, like lot of people were saying in chat, I bet Quentin wanted to be safe too.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
joking.
And what do you think the outside world does when they hear there's a 20-month-old baby? His mama is the prime suspect. There's video cameras. There's supposedly video footage of, her doing whatever,
Mhm.
and now police think he's in a landfill.
Yep.
That's the public is going to be infuriated, and they are pissed. But that is what I would expect. I wouldn't expect them to be like, oh, we know the police are saying you're the prime suspect, but we're praying for you, and we hope that if you need anything, call us or whatever. It's because I don't know, it's frustrating.
And Allie, this
And
is
if
doing her no favors at all. Oh,
yeah,
crying or not crying. The thing she's saying is she's self-absorbed completely.
Rena, they the last one was at 5, and it took like a few minutes to get on the website. So let me see if this one's it took like till 5, I don't know, 5:30 or something. The way I found it was I went to the video, and then down here it'll have like a third part. So as soon as it comes up, we will watch it. It should be like any minute, really. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't
and
know.
if I could just pipe in, it does hit home because I have twin 2-year-old boys. They saved my life. I had breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer. On December 6th, I found out it was twins. December 8th, I found out I had breast cancer. They saved my life.
Oh my
When
Mercy.
I have the situation with my daughter, we have an emergency court order. Her father and grandparents violated that order by CPS. So I'm a little bit more emotionally involved when it comes to that because, shoot, the supervising grandparent works for the damn court and they did nothing. And I'm spending thousands out the butt to keep my daughter protected. So it's just, my heart just hurts because I've seen on my own daughter's grandparents' side where they have enabled her father to continue using out of their own benefit to have her around, which by all means, I would let that happen if I knew she was safe. Does
I
that
don't
make
think
any
that.
sense?
Yeah, it does make sense, and I know about what you've been through, and you are so strong. And I know, our the things we've been through in life, I mean, like it or not, they do, like that. It does have influence on how we feel and how we see these cases. It just does. Um, regard, I don't know. It just does. For me, like with like specifically Gannon Stouck's case, I saw like Trenton was the same exact age. They had a very similar look. I heard that video of Gannon kind of like whimpering, crying. I could just only picture Trenton, and from then on, boom, my whole entire heart and soul was like in, and I still am. There's just no movement. But I think depending on our life experience, we're all going to look at things differently. So, um,
Yes,
but
and Quentin resembles one of my twins very closely, so that doesn't help either.
I agree, Allie. Experience definitely shapes perception. And what I don't understand is, listen, I want Leilani arrested too, okay? But I want her arrested for the right crime, and I want it's not about the arrest. Like this is a marathon, and okay, cases are marathons. So at the arrest point, you're probably at like the 3-mile mark. You still have a ton of miles to go because an arrest is nothing without a conviction. And if they don't do this right, I don't know what they have exactly. None of us do. So we can only speculate. But there is a dang good reason why they have not arrested her yet. I,
I
I,
know.
I'm suspicious of not all law enforcement, but I recognize suspicious isn't the right word. I am realistic when it comes to law enforcement. They're human beings and they get stuff wrong. It just is. And so, but there is something about the chief and the way that he speaks about this case. And I'm not an easily swayed person at all. It takes me a while. But that makes me believe he has absolutely not forgotten and is very keenly aware of exactly what this is about. And it is about Quinton.
Yep, I feel that way too. I rarely ever get confidence in these cases. And I do support law enforcement. I want to be clear about that. But so many times we're let down. But this is one case where I felt completely confident walking away from that press conference.
And Y is 100% correct. There is no statute of limitations for unaliving somebody. There isn't, but there is for neglect. But it's it's not
Right.
that we still have. There's still plenty of time. Even if the arrest doesn't come, let's say it doesn't come until November 1st. They're still. They would still have plenty of time, even after November 1st. You know what I mean? Um, it, I just want them to make sure that they're doing this right. And the fact that they have not charged her with anything yet leads me to believe that while they may have found something in the home, they don't have all of the pieces and strongly enough to make a case against her. And that's what they're waiting for. And it's very possible that they are only coming out and intervening with the protesters. Not that I want to give them, it is what it is. They're going to do what they're going to do. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. But it's very possible they're only intervening and removing protesters when they absolutely have to. Perhaps they're thinking that the pressure of them chanting outside all day will make her talk. Who knows? It's all speculation at this point, but I can assure you that screaming at Leilani's house is only going to do one thing. It may, and that is people are going to talk about it. That's it. And that's all that's going to happen. And if the people that are out there aren't careful, more people are going to get arrested. That is for sure. Whether it makes Leilani break down is who knows. The Laundries didn't. And law enforcement is not going to do anything based on protesters. First and foremost, most of the protesters aren't even local. The chief, if that's just not how it works.
I'm a little jaded with police departments because I am here in Florida. I grew up in the Laundry neighborhood and with Casey Anthony. When it comes to certain aspects, I always side eye it, especially after going to Summers for the vigil. That's how I met all of these people, is I went to the vigil and I heard the locals talk. There's different aspects when you actually get your feet on the ground and listen to what the others say on the ground. And bring it to
I've done
light.
it too. I agree with you. It does change things a little bit once you're there. But I will say this chief has my full confidence too. To me, he seems like a man who truly cares. I mean, he literally almost started crying. Even the one today on harmonies. It's been a long day, you guys. Holy cow! But
Yeah.
yeah, I just think both of them, I really have a lot of confidence in, and I think, I mean, Billy Joe, even today in this article right here, which here, let me show you. I found this so interesting. She says, even with attention, since Quinton went missing, Leilani said she wants everyone to know she's not running away. I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I'm not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station. Now, her mama said she would too. So I think all we can do is wait, see what the police say, and see if that happens. And you know, and then from there, move forward with the case like in court and stuff. But
That is a
um,
very odd turn of phrase she used.
which part?
If something does come up that, what does she say? If something does
That
come
I
up,
am at fault.
yes, that I am at fault. That's the part, not the I'll turn myself in, but the if something does come up, which I don't know. The only way for me to take that is that she's not going to turn herself in unless she's not going to volunteer information. That's what I'll say. She's not going to volunteer any information in this. They're going to have to confront her with evidence. That's what I'm taking. That's the takeaway, in my opinion, from that.
Yeah.
So, and this interview was given today, right?
Yep.
And the protesters have been out there for how long now?
I don't know. I mean, they
About
left
almost
and came back, so wow.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what made me think of hearing in the background people saying you're not going to find anything. Is when I heard that comment earlier as I was driving, is reminding me what I remember hearing of somebody saying it in the background as they're talking.
Yeah, but who is he? Who even is that? You know what I mean? It was a protester, some random person.
I have no idea. It was one of the first nights they were out there. I'll have to find the clips because I remember hearing it and it shot my eyes open because I was like, you know how connected I am with Summer. You and all of us have been following that case really closely. And so that stuck with me when I heard it. So I've just been watching and listening. And normally I sit back and observe and take notes and try to document. But that comment stuck with me that it was a younger girl that was there saying almost like hearsay, but it stuck with me because I was going to stay. Now I'm going to keep a note and take note if I see or hear that again or something that references to it, because I get a lot of summer vibes with this case.
Well, I hope not. I hope and freaking pray not. I know people have said it will be incredibly difficult, but if you even think about it, Savannah's not a small, little, tiny town, right? And there's quite a lot of people. It's a popular place. There's going to be a lot of trash. There's several trash trucks that dump every day. It's going to be very difficult. And then this is so graphic, but the fear I have is if they cannot find out what happened when they find him. You know, and then what? Then who gets charged with what if they cannot tell you what his injuries are or what, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing.
Right. And when I reference the Summer case, I'm more talking about no evidence, not finding her. And you take care of your own garbage out. So I don't know if I don't remember ever hearing if the landfill was ever hit with cadaver dogs for Summer. I don't know. It's just stuck with me.
I didn't.
Just a thought.
I didn't. That's interesting.
Who,
I'm going to be
who was
covering
this
Summer this
person?
week.
Sorry, Allie.
Hi,
I'm sorry.
Brittany.
That was so rude. Sorry.
No, I wasn't talking. I'm just.
You were talking and I interrupted. You were absolutely talking. I'm sorry. That was so rude.
I love listening to you talk. Brittany, I was just saying bye, Brittany. And also, I'm going to be covering Summer this week.
Oh,
but
good.
Go ahead.
Okay, so who was this girl speaking to? Like, was she speaking to somebody, or was it something that was heard in the background and we're not sure who she was speaking to?
So
it was somebody in the background having a conversation with somebody else. And I was listening to that side because sometimes even though you're watching the protesters or some people are hyper focused on what's going on in front, I'm listening to the chatter in the back.
Okay. And I ask that to ask this. Is it possible that the comment was less directed about to like law enforcement or ineptitude or something like that, and more to the actual protesters? Like, you're not, you're out here hollering and screaming, you're not going to find anything.
It was a protester hearing comments and relaying it to another protester. of interactions. That's why I said I want to find the clip, and I'll clip it.
Okay. That, I
And
mean,
it
like,
was,
context makes a difference.
yeah, and it was
That's
local
different.
protesters
I see. Okay, that makes a
hearing the
difference.
side comments.
Gotcha. Thank you, because that makes a difference.
Did they make the memorial, the protesters? Or because she said she couldn't go out there to put gifts and stuff she had got him. The lady with the Capri Sun.
I started that idea.
Oh, you did?
Hmm.
Oh, how cool.
I sent
Yeah.
Andra and Jimmy an idea that we should start the memorial for him. And then it just grew.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess this case has a lot more like attention than I thought. I didn't realize like national, because the news said like national, like I wonder if it's on the news. Like I don't watch cable television, so I'm not sure. But yeah. Oh my God, I don't even know what to think, you guys. Brittany, where'd you go?
I'm here. Sorry, I had lost service. I'm good now, though.
Well, I'm gonna see if we got our next part of our interview yet, and if not, I'm probably gonna let you guys go. We've been on here for quite a while, and I'm exhausted. I don't. Oh, we did.
I'm
Oh my
so
God.
happy that you did it, though. And you're doing an amazing job. You had like I haven't looked at chat, but there was like 700 people here. I don't know how many here now, but if you don't mind, go click
Good
that.
evening, and thanks so much for joining us for the
The last part you cut out. Say it again.
I said,
There's
if you
like
don't
400
mind,
now.
chat, go click that thumbs up for Allie, you guys. Let's show her some support.
Oh, thank you. And go subscribe to the people on the panel, and my mods drop also the channels in the chat if there's still anybody here. If not, I'll after no matter what in the description, I'll have everybody's links and that kind of thing. So I'm not really like, yeah. Okay, let's watch it. Oh my God, I'm excited. Okay.
Okay.
news at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler Quinton Simon, is speaking out tonight for the very first time since he was reported missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Chatham County Police and the FBI believe Quinton is dead and are actively searching a local landfill for his remains. Police say Leilani is the only suspect in his disappearance as well as his death. And tonight we have team coverage with our Shay Schrader and investigative reporter Max Dieknike. We begin with Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Leilani and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quinton missing to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quinton. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quinton's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quinton disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham County Police
my
have
God.
repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quinton and the fact that he's gone.
Oh my God, that is a little bit frustrating to hear. It's too difficult to be inside with the reminders of Quinton.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening, if that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quinton is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms.
Oh my God.
That's what we want.
Oh.
We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this
Oh
point.
my God. Holy shit. Hold on. There is a little bit left. I don't think they come back on, but hold on. Let me just check.
Chatham County police say they have no reason to believe that Quinton was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching. Leilani Simon hasn't been charged with anything at this time, but police say she...
Okay. Thoughts, you guys. Holy moly. I don't even know what to think right now. That was really sad, though. It was hard for me to watch the grandma because I do feel like she looks very devastated. Like every word that she's saying is destroying her. Now Leilani looks like wow. You guys go ahead and give your opinion. Where did Brittany go? Go ahead, Jen. Go ahead, guys. One of you guys. He's not being fed. I know, Melissa. Cut the crap like you know this. And then oh my God. Okay.
I am just shocked at none of what she said made any sense. You don't know what happened. You're hoping that you get a phone call or that he's in somebody's house and they think that they're his savior and that they just bring him back. And it just makes zero sense. That makes no sense. Even if you take everything else away, right? That still makes no sense. There's no evidence of a kidnapping. None.
No. Oh my God.
I mean, be reasonable, Leilani. Do you really think that the FBI, not local PD, this is the feds, ma'am, okay, that they're out at that landfill for shits and giggles just cuz? I mean, come on. This is why people ain't got no patience for your ass. This is why the anger is intensifying, because of this was the worst thing. Although, obviously, I wanted to hear what they had to say, but from a, you know how I cover the trials, from a legal aspect, this was aside from unaliving her own child, allegedly, potentially, right? This was the worst thing that she could have done since that. Obviously, what she did to get in this situation, allegedly, is the worst.
Oh my
but this was, I don't know who encouraged this, but there's no possible way that they can be sitting there watching themselves back and think that this was at all a good idea at this point.
I agree with that. And if you see Billy Joe, after she bites her lip, she turns her head to the left and can't even look.
Oh my God, I know. She looks like she is just, hey, let's try to not, I don't want to accuse anybody of being on drugs, too much. I get really sensitive about that topic. I'm in recovery, and I think it's okay to call out when you think somebody looks intoxicated to an extent, but I'm not going to have people calling people junkies, crackheads, stuff like that in the chat. Just try to please, don't do that. Oh my God. Can we watch it again really fast and then talk more about it? Okay. Oh. Yeah, and I love hanging out with you guys. How fun. I'm so glad you guys
So much
came
for
up
joining us
with me on panel. And Christina said she wanted to call in and give her thoughts. I dropped the link so you can if you want. And then, okay.
6, I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler Quinton Simon, is speaking out tonight for the very first time since he was reported missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Chatham County Police and the FBI believe Quinton is dead and are actively searching a local landfill for his remains. Police say Leilani is the only suspect in his disappearance as well as his death. And tonight we have team coverage with our Shay Schrader and investigative reporter Max Dieknike. We begin with Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Leilani and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quinton missing, to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quinton. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quinton's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quinton disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham.
Wait a minute. Oh my God, the mouth movement. I just thought about something. Like sometimes that can indicate like uppers, like the mouth back and forth. So
I know
and
what you're talking about.
oh my God.
County police
This
have repeatedly
interview.
said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quinton and the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening, if that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quinton is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us.
Oh my
That's
God.
what we want.
Oh
We're just
my
hoping
God
that
almighty.
he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that,
Can you
maybe
pause it really quick?
maybe, or could have, maybe they thought they.
Oh my. Hold on, let me
Now,
take it back to pause it here.
We want.
what caught my attention is when she just said, "We want him to be alive and back in my arms." She went to look at Billy Joe, and Billy Joe went to look away.
Yes, I know. I noticed that too. She totally did.
Also, she said, I wake up angry, hoping for a phone call. Wouldn't you
Oh
wake
my
up
God.
hopeful, go to bed sad?
Yeah. You wake up
Angry would
angry.
be
Anger would
that
come
she
at
knows
the end
it's
of the
her
day
time.
when a phone call doesn't come, which obviously that's preposterous in this situation, but you see what I'm saying. It does her the way that she puts the way that she speaks is nonsensical. She
Oh
speaks in
my God.
opposites. Why would you wake up angry hoping for a call?
And also,
That
her
makes sense. I
speaking
wouldn't have
of
thought of that.
negligence on the memorial and certain things that she says is kind of speaking out of both sides of her mouth. And it just, but the interaction, the energy between the two of them, it's almost as if Billy Joe, you can tell she feels, yes, she was legally
Mad.
responsible, but you can tell that she, like I said when I first jumped on, she's not one to, she wears her emotions on her sleeve. And you can see it very clearly, especially with the emotions,
Yeah.
because when she went to look at her for support, she looked away, and before she was biting her lip.
She doesn't have a poker face. I'm 100% with you. And I'm going to rewind and watch that again. And I just want to say hi to
Sorry.
Criminality, who I love so much. And then Random Man, I'm totally curious. You say you have to disagree. I want to hear your opinion. I like to hear all sides. Let's see. She just don't. What are you talking about, April? Oh my gosh. Always raising hell in the chat. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about. But okay. I'm gonna rewind it and I want to watch Mrs. Italy. Hello, good to see you. This is Jen Lu and Guidance in Life with TLC. And they both have channels. And yeah, go check out their channels. They have good channels. They're good. Where are the tears? No fluids, not crying. I thought I saw tears at one point, like in the eye, not coming down the face, but I'm not sure. But let's watch. That's looking awfully close too. But
We're just hoping that
And Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
we want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us.
Oh my
That's what
God.
we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior.
Oh my
It's
God.
not.
It almost looks like she's counting to 10.
Oh yes, like she can't take no more. She's about to snap. She looks pissed. As soon as she says, "We hope that he's happy and alive," that's when she's like, and she just looks completely pissed. And I just cannot with this part. Oh my
We
God,
want him found
not this part.
happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want.
Oh my, awful.
We're just hoping
This
that
is
he's
awful.
in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
Oh my. Leilani is young, and I don't know about her judgment, so that's just all I can say. Because BJ is looking away because she knows this is complete bullshit. Guys, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I have to say that anybody with ears, I shouldn't say that, probably thinks this is bullshit because it makes no sense what she's saying. And I will say that it's not a criticism. It's just something that I noticed from Billy Joe. She said, we just want him back in our arms holding us, which is another odd turn of phrase. He's 20 months old. Most people would say, we just want him back in our arms so we can hold him again. Not the other way around.
Holding us.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
That is a weird way to say that.
It is a weird way.
Yeah.
And I'm from the South, so that's not
Oh my
that
God,
ain't
but
no
see-
Southern turn of phrase, if you will. That
No,
ain't
it
Southern
ain't.
speak.
No,
Bless
it
her
ain't.
heart.
Bless her heart indeed.
Oh my God, how sad.
I mean, the whole
Cornelia
thing
says
is
she's
incredibly
protecting her
sad.
trash daughter. See, I don't see that at all. I see her as being like, oh my God, like pissed. She doesn't seem to be. She seems to be doing the opposite of comforting her, in my opinion. She's like, you look ridiculous. She knows what the police have told her, and she's like, this is not adding. I don't know. That's just what I get from it. Maybe I'm crazy, but she did completely disassociate.
Yeah, she's like right then she was checked out. Like, oh, we're not going to be in reality. Well, hell, me either. I'm out.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
what's that word? She's decompartmentalizing. I can never say this word.
No, she
Yeah,
is compartmentalizing. No, she is
Yes, thank you.
compartmentalizing.
That's what I was trying to say.
If she were decompartmentalizing, whatever the hell it was that she's thinking upstairs would be coming right out that mouth.
And that's what she normally is used to. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
Nadie, that's what I think, Nadie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think because she is so off the cuff, and being that one side it's her grandkid and the other side it's her daughter, and her being the legal guardian, her hands are tied, to be honest.
Yep.
You are 100% correct. Billy Joe is in between a rock and a hard place legally. Because if she talks, she's the one that was ultimately responsible legally. She was the guardian, period. And so it's very depends on what comes out, but it's very possible that she's not going to be facing the same type of charges that whoever unalived the baby would be facing. Obviously, that goes without saying, but it's very possible that she could be facing her own set of charges just because of the circumstances. She is the person who was legally responsible for these children, and I will say I do get a little frustrated when people, I want to hear what the babysitter has to say, and I'd like to hear the babysitter's story. I want to hear it,
Me
but
too.
I don't think it's a good idea to bash the babysitter, and I'll tell you why. Who hired that babysitter? Who paid that babysitter? So if she's a
Uh,
terrible, rotten, no good person, who's responsible for putting a terrible, rotten, no good person in
yes,
charge of
absolutely.
watching those babies?
Yep, agree. 100%. That makes no sense. And oh my God, I want to hear her story too. I want to hear, sh- yeah, from her, and I want to
I,
hear from the other brother that was there, they say, Paul.
Mhm.
I'm very interested in hearing from him.
I'm a little worried on
Oh,
that aspect, being that they're trying to point out him being on the spectrum. But I'll
oh, he
reserve
is.
those comments offline. Yeah.
Nice, Seth. He is. I didn't know that. So yeah, maybe not. I know it's hard socially if you're on the spectrum. And I definitely wouldn't want people like picking apart somebody's body language and stuff that is, because that's not quite fair.
Right.
Um, oh my
And I'll
God.
say this, as far as what Nace T had you had it pinned about who would win an argument between Leilani and Daryl Brooks. I'm going to tell you right now, after what I watched today, Daryl. Not because his
Yeah.
argument would be based in reality or anything resembling common sense or sense, any type of sense, but because he just wouldn't stop.
When I hear Daryl, all I
Yep.
think is ground sustained.
Bruh, he built a
But
whole box for it today.
wait, have
Did
you
he?
been going over it, Jen?
Yeah, I'm going to go over it tonight. I've been trying to sort
Oh
of, yeah,
my
I got
God.
a
I
whole bunch to
cannot
catch
fucking
up
wait.
on because I've been covering the Pike County one, and Jake Wagner was supposed to well, he did testify today, but he opted out, so no video or audio. I'm very upset about that.
See, I
Oh
was
my
watching
God.
the Ethan Crumbly
I watched that too.
testify.
I
Wait,
watched
Yeah.
that too.
is Paul on the spectrum, or are you certain about that? Because I don't want to. We don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. So, but that's what she said. Where'd you hear that
Uh,
at?
People that have reached out to me that have direct contact with family members that I've been getting all of this information from have said he is, and that is why he is still at home.
Okay. Okay.
But
Um.
nobody has publicly said it, but it's between private messages that have
Well,
confirmed it. And I have spoke with the babysitter myself too.
oh my gosh. Okay. I texted with her a little bit. She was kind to me. She so I don't have an issue with her. I can understand, like, I, I mean, we're human, and I can understand the placed anger. She was really angry at her daughter, I believe, and because this interview to me, she looks just fed completely fuck up. I don't know though. Do you guys think so or no?
She
That's not
does look
proof. No,
fed
we
up,
know
and
it's not proof. It's still hearsay about the spectrum stuff. Obviously, we're
right.
that's certainly not
Right.
proof. It's just rumor. Okay.
I will say that I just totally lost what I was going to say. Crap. It was
About her
important
fed up.
too. Oh, I was thinking, yes, I do think that she looks 100% fed up. Um, and I know that people are, why is she allowing her in the house? And I was thinking about this while I was watching and listening. What if the reason she's allowing Leilani to be there is so that Leilani doesn't do anything to herself and has to face consequences?
also, it is the law. So she has, because I know I've evicted someone. When you evict someone, if they've been in your house, like in West Virginia, I think it's 2 weeks. After that, you have to go to get a court order to get them removed. Some places will give them like 30 days, but you have no less than like 2 weeks. You have a certain amount of days, depending on how much stuff, how much baggage, all that stuff. You cannot just throw someone on the street legally. That's
No,
illegal
and
to
That's
do.
have they even gone to court? See, I know that she filed for an eviction, but then there has to be the court hearing, right? And that would mean that both parties would have to show up, because if Leilani doesn't show up, then Billy Joe gets the eviction by default. But if Billy Joe doesn't show up, then there's no eviction. So I'm curious
Right.
about the court date on that. When are they supposed to go to court? Because usually it's
from
about 30 days.
from
Okay.
what I gather, it was Billy Joe just trying to strong arm her to get her stuff together and be more responsible.
I thought it was an
More
idle
so
threat
than
too.
yeah. That's what I'm gathering from that one.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Interesting stuff, you guys. Well, I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about this, but I know I'm not gonna come back to cover it until there's a new update with police or something like that, because I don't want to add to the circus. That's the last thing I want to do. That's why today, I wanted to come on here and focus on the information and kind of say what I said earlier. That's just um I think people can be upset that talk to them or lets them through or what, or did like she did the other night with Michael and stuff, lets them talk through him, and um it is what it is. But the more you sit around and focus on that and argue about it, that is the circus. You're literally like the monkeys in the circus and stuff. So I just don't. Some people agree, some people don't. It is what it is. I want to look at all sides. That's why, and what we will do on this channel. And that's that. We kind of read from, if you guys missed the beginning, like Quinton's dad did an interview with Daily Mail, and so we read through that. It's just, that's the only way to do it. So, anyways, I can't believe I had such awesome guests up here with me. Thank you guys for coming up here.
Well, thanks for having me. I just want to tell you, Allie, I really want to commend you for covering this case and doing it in a way that I feel is the responsible way to cover it, which is not every day. And it's not good for anybody really, or the case itself, if we're live 25, every single day, and we're just speculating and speculating and rehashing.
Yeah.
I think doing it that way kind of it can cause you to have like tunnel vision. You're too hyper focused, so it's better, I think, to cover it when there's new information out. And I'm proud of you for doing that. I really am. I'm proud of you for being responsible. And you
Thank
doing
you.
it this way is one step in us YouTube true crime creators getting our good reputation back, because we got a bad one,
Yes.
all of
Oh
us.
my God. It's crazy. In this case, it's going worse and worse. It seems like with everything on all sides, all around, it's just gotten crazy as hell.
Yeah. So thank you for
Um,
having me, babe. I really appreciate it. You're always so cool. And Guidance and Light, it was good to meet you. And thank you
It
to
was
the chat too for being cool to me too, even though, sometimes I'd be flubbering my words and such.
well,
that's the
I
story of
am
my
so
life with
thankful.
twins.
Yes, I'm so thankful both of you guys came. I think both of you have like super awesome, like Jen. Oh my God, I just love listening to you about anything. And the same with you, Guidance, and you have like a lot of information that a lot of people don't have. I mean, both of them have great channels though. Please go check them out. And yeah, and Brittany, her channel
And
too. She was on here earlier, allegedly with Brittany J. Go check out her channel. And the people in the chat, Criminality, Melissa Jade. You guys know I like to promote them all.
Yes.
Punksy,
Allie,
everybody.
shout
Oh,
out.
and which one?
I said it's your shout out time.
Yes. And then let me think. Tonight, Lyric and Devin are that's gonna be on LFT. And yeah, I can't wait to watch you do Daryl. Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy to watch you like do what do you call it? Commentary
Commentary.
on his. Holy hell.
Oh, he
I'm
was
gonna love it.
he was all the
I
way
can't
off the
listen.
chain today.
I
Oh my
can't listen.
God.
I've come to terms that I cannot listen to that while I'm working because normally I put something in my ear just to drown out the noise of the busyness or if it gets too quiet. And I've come to terms I just cannot listen to that while I'm at work.
I listened.
I'll be
The
constantly
only
checking
way
my
I
phone.
got through it today is because I listened while I vacuumed the house.
He is
That's
just
the only
so
way I
rude.
could do it. He's making a mockery of the whole justice system, frankly, and like for reals, you guys, the box fort did it for me. That I mean, he's done a whole lot of stuff, but for whatever reason, the box fort was, and I'm usually pro forts, but not during a courtroom proceeding like this. It was just utter ridiculousness, and I have to give it up to that judge for showing as much patience and restraint as she did, because I'll tell you right now, it couldn't have been me.
Well,
I
it's
kept
like
thinking we need a GoFundMe for her for a bar tab.
Bless her heart. Oh, she needs a bar and a massage and just some oof. Bless her
let's
heart. I
not
don't know how she
forget
did
that
it.
this man took a damn Ford Escape or Ford Explorer and ran through a parade of older ladies and children at Christmas.
Yes.
And just
Yes.
like full force, that's like the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
He
Watching
unalived,
that, oh,
yeah, he unalived 6 and hurt 61 others, including the dancing grannies. Like, what?
yes. Freaking dancing grannies. Like, you're evil, Daryl. You're supposed to cherish dancing grannies. I
You
would.
sure are.
Yeah.
Listen, let
Yes.
me tell you who we cherish in our society: the children and the elderly. And you
Yes.
violated both of those, Mr. Brooks. And then you're
Yeah.
up there talking
Absolutely.
about who is you? You is you. That's who. Oh,
Not wanting to be called by his name and stuff. Oh
yeah.
my God.
I don't consent to being referred to by that name. I'm a sovereign citizen. Sovereign this. If you're a sovereign citizen, then you don't get benefit of the Constitution and the rights. Oh, wait. Oh, now you want to be part of us again? Oh, okay. Go on somewhere, sir. You had your
Yeah.
day in court, and you're going to have your closing arguments tomorrow. Woohoo.
Well, that's going to be a freaking incredible live watching you. I'll probably have to do a couple of them, huh? Because he's
Oh,
done some
yeah.
crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the headlines every single day for something new that he's done in there. I'm like, oh my God, you're out of your
He
mind.
is.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I'm going to let you guys
I
go.
just
Go
wanted to
ahead.
say thank you. And I can relate on that side where I try to see both sides of the coin because there's always a middle, even though people forget
Absolutely.
that there's a middle between two sides. And I always
Yeah.
try to be level headed, and I appreciate that out of you as well. And you're an awesome creator. And that's why I'm here every chance I get to support you.
Oh,
And
I
it was a
love you
pleasure
so
meeting
much.
you.
Thank you.
And I have a lot of information on this case. I just don't post it. I keep a lot of it close to the vest and kind of gather and digest everything that I get first before I post anything, unless I send it to you and let you to digest it as well. But just wanted to say thank you because this is my official first time on your panel. And
Oh, I'm so
I hope
glad
you
you
guys
came
have
up.
a beautiful night. And to the chat, have a wonderful night. And I'm off to Twinville.
Twinville.
All
There you
right.
go. Twinville sounds super sweet and cuddly and squishy, baby. I would probably like
Mm-hmm.
Twinville.
It's been a
But no,
long
I
yeah.
time since
appreciate.
I've had a squishy baby.
Oh, I
I've got
love it.
double.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you're an awesome creator too, and I appreciate you both of you so much. I really, really
Oh,
do. And I
thank you,
appreciate you
Valerie.
to my mods too. And yeah, I'll see you guys and the chat, of course. And I'll see you guys later, okay?
All right. Peace out, Girl Scout.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Bye.